Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the 10th match of the KFC Big Bash. My voice sounds terrible at the moment, but this game is between the Sydney Thunder and the Melbourne Stars. Should be a very exciting one. We got to see these two sides play off only a little bit ago. So it should be very exciting indeed. And also, we have got there Paddy Wigan in the chat, Johnny Blaze, and also Ali is here as well. Good thanks, mate. I'm relaxing in bed with my dog, as well, says Johnny Blaze there. But I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you're all excited for the amount of rugby and cricket that we have got on tonight, as I certainly am. And it should be a few very exciting matches. So the Melbourne Stars, they won the toss. They have chose that they do want to bowl for this fixture. So it is going to be that strong what happened to you as well, says Paddy Wagon. I gotta try and hold my head in a certain spot so that the voice actually decides that it does want to work as well. I think it's from talking non-stop for like 5 days straight that I had decided that it finally doesn't like me. But yeah, the Melbourne Stars, they won the toss, decided that they want to bowl. Alex Hales, Sam Whiteman, also Matthew Gilts. He was able to have a pretty good evening. And also we have got there, bro, you hungover, mate, as well, says Johnny Blaze. I'm not all. Every once in a while, it comes back just a little bit more. And Reed Nichols likes Barbie dolls as well there from Ollie Wilson. Yeah, pretty much. We are going to be covering a lot of games of cricket and rugby on the channel today. I think I'm going to have to skip the game between the Sale Sharks and Ospreys purely because the voice just does not sound good at the moment. But this game, like I mentioned, they've got the sweepologist Alex Ross. They've got Sam Billings. Sydney Thunder have got a very good chance of being able to set a great total. Whereas Thunder losing to the Stars was less embarrassing than England, but it's still embarrassing. You know what I mean as well. Says Hamish Benson, sounds like a rusty spring as well. Says it was Paddy Wagon. I'm hoping it warms up slowly as we keep on going throughout the night because we got plenty of action. Like I mentioned, the BBL, we've just got the one match tonight. There is another game tomorrow, which is between the Melbourne Renegades and also the Brisbane Heat. But Daniel Sam's been cutting. Haven't even mentioned the bowling lineup that the Sydney Thunder have got themselves. Nathan McAndrew, Chris Green as the captain, and then they have got Sandhu and Sanger who will be closing out the starting lineup for them. They've also got Jason Sanger and also Chris Tremaine if they decide to use their X Factor players that they have got available, and also get some soothers up your gob as well. And there says Amish Spencer, and Lee Dennison loves high five. As I says Ollie Wilson, I fully agree with that, says Ali Hills. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, with the Sydney Thunder batting first, how many runs do we think they are going to be able to get for themselves? And that this matchup, they have certainly got the talent and the batting depth to be able to put on a very nice total here, mate. You are dedicated, all right. You're an inspiration. Next time I'm feeling lazy and not wanting to work, I remember the time your voice was shot and you still went live on YouTube as well. These are Johnny Blaze. That's the thing. Even though the voice isn't there, the passion still is for these matches. So that is why we are still here every single day. No matter the voice, no matter the weather. Luckily, we're inside, so the weather doesn't matter as much as it would if we were doing something outdoors. But Melbourne Stars, they have got a good side as well here. Marcus Stoinis, Joe Clark, Nick Clark, and Glenn Maxwell. And also we have got there Hilton Cartwright, Bo Webster, Andre Russell, Nathan Cottonale, Adam Zampa, Case Ahmed, who has made this way there from the Hobart Hurricanes, and then Brody Couch, is the other man there, Clint Hinchcliffe, Sam Rainbird are the other options as well. We have there, can I get oh yeah as well, says Ollie Wilson there in the chat. But yeah, do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, the Sydney Thunder, very talented side. Like I mentioned, they have got batting lineup and also bowling that is in their favour as well. We did see last night the Sydney Sixers, they lost their game up against the Hobart Hurricanes. So because of that, that opens up a massive gap in regards to the fact that any side will be able to make their way through, and your YouTube growing and passion is like another Hamish mate legend as well, says Johnny Blaze. They appreciate you being here. Once again, Johnny, I did see your comment a little bit earlier on how you had no idea what cricket really is, but I do appreciate you still being on this live stream. Pretty much the Melbourne Stars are the team that should be winning this match, according to the live win probability. As you can see, they're 58%, but the Sydney Thunder have certainly got the side that can put a decent total on the board. And if they are able to do so, then maybe the Melbourne Stars fall under the pressure. Do you know that Reed loves Barney the dinosaur as well? It says Ollie Wilson, nothing wrong with that. Barney is still a classic, I guess you could say there. Were we talking about Barney yesterday on the live stream? I think we were, actually, for the rugby. But now at this stage, we are getting closer and closer to the start of this match. I will mention anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. My voice does not normally sound like this. It is just well and truly hiding as well. And we have got there Ty and Kai with the W's as well. I am glad to see that. I didn't actually know the results Up to this points, did Charles Oliveira also get himself the win, Jed? Do let me know. But I know that Kai Kara France, he was up against Cody Garbrandt. So that is a very good win for him, moving himself up in the rankings for his division as well. But there was also Tai Tuivasa taking on Augusto Sakai, I know was his opponent. It was not an easy beat either. But Andre Russell, I'm hoping we do get to see him with the ball in hand once again for the Stars. He only just made his way over. We have got there Tay says hi as well, and also Barney the English referee as well. And there says Amish Spence, and also we have got there Barney sounded like a little surrounded by little children. So AF as well, and aware Chris Hansen when you need him as well. And of course that's the guy off How to Catch a Predator, isn't it? And also hit the like to help Hamish's voice as well, says Elliot. Yeah, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button. It helps the vocal cords because it does not seem like it's going to be working too well today, the voice, but we are still going to be here. We're still going to be live streaming for all of the matches that we have got ourselves. The Sydney Thunder versus the Melbourne Stars. This is the first match that we are covering on the channel. These two teams, they're looking ready for this matchup. Bo Webster, he is going to be one of those guys who hasn't had the chance with the ball. Hasn't had the chance with the bat in a recent history. So it will be interesting to see whether or not he can get going. But they are just showing the highlights of Matthew Wade hitting 93 runs yesterday. But that wasn't the most impressive batting performance that we did see. We saw 100 runs hit by Colin Munro, and not just 100. He hit 114 not out for Colin Munro there. And will the Hindi lads come back for the WhatsApp number meetup today? I would say 100% likely. Like we were talking TAB odds yesterday, that's probably paying $1.01. They've probably stopped you from being able to put money on that as well. Who's that superstar, or who's the superstar for these two teams? Well, that's a good question. So for the Sydney Thunder, I would say with the bat in hand, it would probably be, I want to say Alex Hales, but he hasn't really been delivering in the last little while. So I'll say instead it will be Matthew Gilkes for the Sydney Thunder. And then with the ball in hand, it's probably, I'd say Nathan McAndrew. He doesn't really get too much of the praise for them, but he is certainly a good batsman. Marcus Stoinis back at the top of the order for the Melbourne Stars. He's going to be one to watch out for. He did get run out in the last match alongside Glenn Maxwell, who can also be a massive hitter for them. And then Andre Russell, the all-rounder, alongside Adam Zampa as well for the Melbourne Stars. We have got there Ross for the Thunder as well. Says Hamish Spencer, definitely very good player there. The sweepologist just ends up always in the ball. Is this the KFC Big Bash? As well, says Johnny Blaze, it is indeed the KFC Big Bash. So at the moment, we are at Spotless Stadium, it is called as well. And also, we have got there, I'm not very awake today as well. There says Ali Hills, and somehow I'm more awake. And Reed says, you're a cool guy as well. Says Ollie Wilson, thank you very much, Reed. Appreciate you, mate, for being here for this live stream. The Stars, they did win the toss. They decided that they do want to bowl here for this matchup. Maxwell now leading his side out onto the field. They've got a big task in front of them. They were able to beat the Sydney Thunder last time by only the 4 runs at the moment. The Sixers, they sit top of the table. Scorchers in second, and then the Strikers in third. Hurricanes in fourth after that massive win over the top of the table. The Sydney Sixers, and then the Thunder, Renegades, Stars, and then the Heat at the bottom of the bunch. The only side so far who haven't been able to pick themselves up a win there. The Brisbane Heat, and not enough as well. No, it's the Zinger Box Big Bash as well in a chat there, but they're showing Andre Russell. He only just made his way over to the competition, and he was playing in the last match. Wasn't really getting too many opportunities with the bat in hand, but it's certainly one of those guys that will be able to make an impact. Alex Hales opening the batting alongside Whiteman, who will be another key kind of partnership here, I would say, for the Sydney Thunder. But they normally, that's the thing, Alex Hales, Sam Whiteman, if they can deliver at the top of the order, they may not even need the sweepologist Alex Ross. Daniel Sams also getting an extremely long ball when he does need to. But they need to set a total. This is looking like a good ground, and the pitch is looking decent as well. So I would say 170. 170 I will go with as how many they do need. And it is going to be Nathan Courtenay who will be opening the batting now, or opening the bowling, sorry, from one end, and Alex Hales will be on strike for the very first delivery. I will mention anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have our like goals that we always try and hit on these live streams. Does New Zealand have a KFC Big Bash team as well? They do not. The only Kiwi in this whole competition is actually Colin Munro, and he was able to hit himself 114 not out yesterday, which was absolutely awesome. But yeah, anyone who hasn't already, be sure to hit that like button. We are going to be back with the KFC Big Bash tomorrow and I'm hoping the voice will sound a little bit better by then. But if it does not, we are still going to be here, and we are still going to be rolling for it as well. Nathan Cotonile will be opening the bowling for the Melbourne Stars. 69 wickets after his 58 matches that he has played in. His best figures are actually 4 for 10. I believe that was relatively recent that he was able to bring that up as well. And that was his dumb amateur question as well. Is that akin to asking what Indian Super Rugby team is as well? Says Johnny Blaze. It's not as bad in that regard, just because of the fact that it is relatively, like, I guess the BBL, it's only been going 11 years or so, but not too many people have been following this league. Definitely those who do watch a little bit more rugby. But Alex Hales at the moment, he is going to be on strike for the first delivery of this match. Cotonile runs in, and straight away Alex Hales hits it in the air, gone over the field. And that is going to be the 4 runs for Alex Hales to get us underway as well. And also, India does have a Super Rugby team. And also, we have got there. Good evening, all. Hamish just sounded froggy as well. Yeah, the voice, it doesn't like me. Today, I have noticed it really doesn't like me. I tried talking earlier on, and it just disappeared. And it doesn't seem like it's coming back. We've still got a couple rugby live streams a little bit later on. So I hope you guys listening to this don't mind it too much, because I know that the voice, it doesn't sound as good as I would like it to, but then also hopefully it's not too annoying listening to me half by just struggling throughout these live streams to be able to talk. But at the moment, Alex Hales, he is sitting on 4 runs off the 1 delivery, the very first over. Looks like it could be an expensive one here for the Melbourne Stars. We've got Cotonile bowling beautifully bowled there. A little bit of in-swing available there for Cotonile as well, but that is a dot ball for the second delivery of the match now as well. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, what is the total that you feel they will be able to set here in this KFC Big Bash match for the Sydney Thunder? They've got a talented lineup, like I mentioned. They haven't got Usman Khawaja still playing for Australia A at the moment. And then they will be having a few of those guys returning next week for the kind of stage. And good morning all the way from South Africa. Seems the voice hasn't cleared up. Thanks for the live stream, Hamish, as well. Says that it was. In there in the chat, I do see Johnny Blazes going as well. Quick run out opportunity. Oh, Alex Hales had to really scamper to get through for that one. I love your voice so much. It makes the ladies moist, says Johnny Blaze. And also, who's ready for a 5-0 Ashes series as well, says Mark Morris. At the moment, they've started it well with the 1-0. We'll have to wait and see. Adelaide Oval, it's going to be a day-night test. Australia do have a very good record for day-night tests. That would have actually been Alex Hales out, and it would have been a crucial wicket early on in the matchup for them as well. Drink some water as well, says Amy Spencer. I have been trying that for the past couple hours. It doesn't seem to be helping it. Unfortunately, I'm going Sydney Thunder skirt as well, says Johnny Blaze there. But yeah, hydration, sleep, everything just seems to be that it still doesn't quite want to come back. I don't know whether or not I've worn it down that badly after the last couple of days that it's like, yeah, nah, we don't like you anymore, or whether or not it is just the case of continuing to talk as well. And now it is going to be Cotonile once again steaming in. He's coming across or around the wicket, I should say. Going to be hit down to deep third man. It has belted nicely in the deep, but that gets Whiteman off the mark now as well. And we have got their Sydney Thunder drop goal at the end of the to clinch the win as well. And it is getting a bit better as well, says Paddy Wagon. I feel like as I keep on talking, and should keep on slowly warming up. And Google it as well. And that says Irish Spencer, and also India as well, says Aztecs. Welcome into the live stream, mate. And also you what in the chat from Sebastian there as well, of course. He won't be too keen on a 5-0 series win for them in the Ashes. But now Alex Hales going to be on strike, sitting on 5 runs. That's a good shot out through the cover region and the point region. And that's going to be another 4 runs for Alex Hales. So he has already got more runs than he had in the first innings of his BBL. He did end up going out for a second ball duck, I believe it was, and also good as well. Sees a temper there in the chat. He is looking like he is going to be hitting the ball hard throughout this whole matchup here for Alex Hales. And yeah, this stage, it is a nice old shot. He does end up playing the cut shot so well, Alex Hales. He's got that bow, he's got that timing as well, and just glides it through the offside. And also India has no Big Bash team mate as well. And that's going to be a brilliant shot from Alex Hales, almost going all the way for 6, but that's the end of the first over. 14 off it here for them as well. So that is absolutely incredible from Alex Hales to start this match off, looking like he's in form for match 10 of the BBL. Unlike my voice, of course. But now live from the Sydney Showground Stadium, also known as Spotless Stadium, I believe it is. We did have a little bit of rain in Sydney yesterday that affected one of the games for the Sydney Sixers when they were taking on the Hobart Hurricanes. But it's looking like it's a decent one today, and the sun is a little bit out for this one. But now the second over, Cotonile, He's not used to going for 14 runs. Welcome in, everyone. Hope you're well. Cheers for the doing the stream series despite the vocal difficulties as well. And yeah, it's all right. I just really hope it's coming through not as bad as it sounds to me, but I feel like it could be because it's about the fourth one in the comments that has said about the voice as I'm at home. Back to the call centre, Vodafone outsourcing for over 10 years now as well. But Alex Hales, they're showing that he's got full power. He's brilliant against spin as well for himself. So Adam Zampa, he is going to be now bowling this one. They're trying to make it a little bit more economical. And also best comment as well. Says that Hamish Spencer is going to be whipped off the legs nicely to the leg side. And Whiteman once again going to get off the mark for his second ball that he did face. Hamish, do you have yourself any cough lollies as well? Says David, I don't believe so. I don't think we've got any located in the house at the moment. But perhaps I might have to get myself some tomorrow at some stage maybe and see whether or not that does help. But Alex Hales at the moment, he's sitting on 13 of 5 deliveries, looking very sharp in the early stages. He's already been able to hit the boundary 3 times, and that is pretty impressive from Alex Hales, definitely because he has only faced the 5 deliveries. But Adam Zampa, he's got a few wrong-ins up his sleeve, almost able to sneak it through, but Hales able to chop it out and get it on the leg side for just a single there once again. And at the moment, the Stars, they did win the bat flip and decided that they would go for the fielding option for this matchup, because last game between these two sides, it was extremely close. The Melbourne Stars able to just hang on for the final moments of it, where they were able to get themselves a win by just the 4 runs. It was extremely close, like I mentioned, but Adam Zampa, he bowled the final over using his feet nicely there. Whiteman, that's the thing. He doesn't have to be overly aggressive here because he's got Alex Hales at the other end, and when Alex Hales is in form, you know that he's going to be hitting the ball hard, and you know he's going to be able to find some gaps as well. And I will mention anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated you guys all being here. We're already sitting on 20 likes, and our like goal was at 100, which we have been able to hit pretty well in the last few live streams as well. Zampa now all gives himself space there. Alex Hales hits it straight to the man at cover though, and isn't able to pierce the gap. But Alex Hales to Adam Zampa, or Alex Hales facing Adam Zampa, 2 wickets in favour of Zampa, 29 runs and a strike rate of just over 100. Between these two, that's going to be a shot there from Hales, but it goes straight to Stoinis, who was able to field it there, the big Stein, who was sitting at mid-off for this one as well. And Adam Zampa, he's happy with that one, gives him the little nod of approval. We know that those two are almost, I guess you could say, best friends, Adam Zampa and Marcus Stoinis. They seem to hang around each other for a very long time. And now Zampa once again been very economical here, only going for the 3 runs. That's a very good over there for Adam Zampa to be able to close out the second and slow down that run rate. That's exactly why Glenn Maxwell bowled him. He decided that rather than going for another 14 with a pace bowler, we'll just chuck Zampa in there and get it going nicely as well. And cheer, fellas, I'm out of here. I need sleep for work. Big push before Xmas. Can't relax just yet as well. Final 2.5 weeks as well, and I'm feeling lazy too much, brother. And kia kakite. Hamish as well says Johnny Blaze. We will see you later on, mate. But I do appreciate you being here for this one, and hope you do enjoy your work right up till Christmas as well. Hi, mate, as well says Rugby Boy. You've changed your name. I see Johan. So it is good to see you here once again, mate. And yeah, it has updated. So I assume it was just that 24 hours or 12 hours or so that it did need to be able to update. But a short boundaries out to the leg side here as we are looking at it on the screen, and also quite a long boundary down the ground, 71 meters, which is not going to be, I was going to say it's not going to be an easy hit, but I mean, when you've got Alex Hales at the crease and also pretty much any of the batsmen, Stoinis in there as well, and I'm afraid the cure for the rest, I'm afraid the cure for it is the rest as well. But thanks for doing the live stream for us as well. So given there, and cheers, bro. As I says David, and also we have got there no Hindi blokes yet as well. Says Hamish and hi, says stepped in brief. That is close for Case Ahmed, not out. Is the call there for them as well. The umpire says not out, maybe just going a little bit down leg there for that delivery, but it's certainly close. Pitching, just missing leg stump, I think is there. And hello, bro, as well. Says I'm on as well. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. I hope you're excited for the BBL that we have got here. Case Army once again pitches it up. So they've decided that the spin option on this track is a little bit more of the better option we have got there, but I still can't find my channel when I search for it with my new name as well. Says Rugby Boy, have you got any videos on your channel, Rugby Boy? Because I know that for myself, if you haven't got any videos on your channel, it does mean that you can't actually find the channel unless it's got a few subscribers at the same time type thing. So depending on whether or not you've got videos on there may depend whether or not you can actually find it in the YouTube search kind of system. But now Case Ahmed has only gone for the 1 run so far. Oh, that's going to be a few more than 1, though, because Alex Hales hits him all the way down the ground for 6. That is his first 6 of the day, Alex Hales, and I would say not his last. As well, I have videos on my channel as well. Says the Rugby Boy, so that is kind of weird that it isn't actually showing up. Imon has said there as well, hello, welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you're doing well. Alex Hales doing well, just hitting that one straight down the ground for 6. Brilliant shot from Alex Hales, looking like he is certainly in form at the moment in subs as well. Says a Rugby Boy there. But now Hales here is going to be on strike, sitting on 20 runs off 10 deliveries. But it is still supposed to update as well. Says Rugby Boy, I think maybe give it another 10 hours or 20 hours or so and see whether or not that does help out for it. And now Case Ahmed following a little bit of flight on that one, seeing whether or not he can lure in Alex Hales. Trying to charge his way forward. And like they said, it's courageous from Case Ahmed to be willing to throw it up there and hope that you do end up in that situation of picking up the wicket of Hales. He gives himself space, hits it almost through the offside, but it's nicely done by Bo Webster there, who was fielding at kind of a backward, or I'd say actually it was probably forward point. Is it forward point? I think that's the name of it. Kind of a little bit further forward than point. Hence the name, I guess you could say. But now Case Ahmed has so far gone for the 7 runs, including a 6. So other than that 6, though, he's done all right. Overall, and also we look at he's talking he was as well. David has pitched up once again, and Alex Hales hits it straight down the ground to Andre Russell to close out the 3rd over of this match now. And the score will be 24 for none. After just the 3 overs, they got 1 more over of the power play. The fact that the first over went for 14 runs does mean that it is certainly going a lot better for the Thunder, or it's going a lot better for the Stars in terms of their spin attack that they have got themselves, rather than going with the pace deliveries. I'd say that they'll save the pace for after the power play. They're going with Glenn Maxwell now. He's bowling himself, the captain of the Melbourne Stars, so I'm excited to see what he can do with ball in hand. We've already seen a good over from Case Ahmed. We forget about the 6, and now it is also a good over from Adam Zampa just a little bit prior. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave that like. We're already sitting on 36. We are flying up in the likes department, and I appreciate every single one of you for being here. We have got High Kiwi lads as well. Says Alila, welcome in to the live stream. That's going to be hit down the ground nicely, straight to Bo Webster. And it is going to be just the dot ball. So this is going to be such a crucial over here for Glenn Maxwell, and Wicket Cal as well. And the chat says Notorious there in the chat as well. But at the moment, it is Sam Whiteman who is on strike. He's only actually faced 6 deliveries. And for himself, he has been able to get himself so far 4 runs. And at this matchup, Maxwell, oh, he's given space. That is the wicket. And that is going to be Glenn Maxwell picking it up, caught behind. And Whiteman now going to be on his way. And the captain, Maxie, he is fired up at the moment. Was a decent enough catch by Joe Clark. He actually ended up fumbling it a little bit. And the notorious Jandu as well. But it was ending up the edge from Whiteman. Then it actually went up, hit the helmet of the keeper, Joe Clark. And then he was able to get that one, was able to take it. And now Glenn Maxwell picks up the first wicket of the match as well for the Stars. 24 for 1 here is what the Thunder are going to be saying. Don't you hate when you get a hair on your tongue and you can't quite find it? Joe Clark able to take the catch. Strike rate of only 57.1 there for Sam Whiteman. He actually started all right. He was just rotating the strike, giving the strike to Alex Hales. But now it is going to be Matthew Gilkes who has made his way to the crease. And he has certainly got the power and also all the shots in the arsenal to be able to get a 50 here up against the Melbourne Stars. The projected at the moment has them going at about 144 for the predicted score that they will be able to get themselves. But now it is going to be Matthew Gilkes will be on strike. He was able to get himself very close to that 50. If not, maybe he did get the 50 last week. And the ball extremely well. Him and Alex Ross, they are a perfect middle order Thunder win as well, says MD. And do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, how many runs do you think the Sydney Thunder will be able to get here? And at this matchup, do you think they will be able to go on and get that 170 or so? Maxwell, once again, bowling that one. It's going to be whipped away to the leg side, and they might be able to get back for the 2 here. No, they just take the 1, and Jilks will be off the mark once again for this one. But yeah, I feel like they have certainly got the potential of it being able to get, I would say, that 170 or so. Thunder win the match as well, says MD there. They will certainly have to try and build up this partnership between Alex Hales and also Matt Gilkes, who is going to be another key in the batting lineup for them as well, alongside the sweepologist Alex Ross. But we've still got 3 more balls left of the power play. Whipped off the legs there for Hales. hit down the ground, and that is going to be just a single once again there. So Maxwell, you would say that his captaincy here, he's decided that he doesn't just want to have it in this situation of pretty much going with 3 spinners in a row, but it's working for them as well. And like you lad, yesterday your prediction was correct. Today, give your total run predictions as well. Says Lila, I'm going to say brilliant shot from Gilks, and that's going to the boundary. I'll say 172 here for the Sydney Thunder. They're slowing them down now, but I think they will be able to actually, I'll go 162. Reason behind that, they have got Zampa, they have got Case Ahmed, and I feel like those two will be able to keep it a little bit more economical and cut down 10 runs off the total. And also, Court Denial doesn't normally go for 14 per over, but it's a good shot. Good use of the feet there from Gilks as well to get to the pitch of the ball and hit it down the ground for 4 off Maxwell. He's been able to pick up the early wicket, though, inside of the power play, which is so important for the Melbourne Stars here. The next wicket, definitely they will want to get Alex Hales out as well. And I also we have there. And Op has said, hi, bro, as well. Welcome into the live stream. I hope you are doing well. And Paddy Wagon has hit 165 for 4 there for the prediction. They've run through for the single. That is the end of the power play. And they are sitting 31 for 1, 185 for 6 as well. Putting off mum there with the prediction. So we've got a couple that are saying they're going to get around that 165 plus in this situation. And they would be going at around that 9 runs and over from here on out to be able to get up to that. And that is certainly doable for them. Case Ahmed looks like he has got the ball in hand once again. Okay. Glenn Maxwell at the moment just having a bit of a chat with Case Ahmed saying, be aggressive. Go for the top of the stumps. Let's see if we can get Alex Hales and Gilks out here and at the early stages of their innings, because Hales at the moment, he's already hit 3 4s, 1 6, and Gilks, he has been able to hit 1 boundary already in only the few balls that he has faced. Nice and aggressive. Enough fielders back is the comment from Glenn Maxwell there. So Case Ahmed, I'm excited to see what he's going to do here. He is a leg spinner, and he is a very talented leg spinner at that. Seems to get plenty of rip on the ball when he does need to. And now, it is going to be such an important over for them. They want to try and keep this economy rate slowly going down. As we can see, their run rate here, it's only going at around that 8 and over. That's going to be whipped off the legs there for Gilks. And he is going to be able to get the single now. It is the battle. Alex Hales, he is on strike, and he is facing off with Case Ahmed. Like I mentioned, he was actually at the Hobart Hurricanes last year, but they have pretty much done a straight swap. And Sandeep Lavashane is the man who has made his way to the Melbourne Stars, or from the Melbourne Stars to the Hobart Hurricanes. Nicely pitched up there, and Case Ahmed feels it nicely. And I also remember that wicket he got last year. He did actually do a front flip when he was able to get himself that wicket. I feel like he is certainly going to end up doing a bit of a flip. If he can get the wicket of Hales, it's going to be lofted down the ground, but it is falling safe of a Bo Webster who was in the deep as well. Now, the Melbourne Stars, they will want to probably forget that last over that they did have of the last match. They had 2 missed fields, also a drop catch there for the captain, Glenn Maxwell, who doesn't normally put many down at all. So they will be wanting to put that one behind them, but they were able to still win that match, which was an important one for them, as they were able to get themselves to 3 points. As well, the bash boost point, whoever has the most runs after 10, all Gilks went down the ground or tried to advance to Case Ahmed, but just have to block it in the end so that he didn't get himself stumped. We actually saw a stumping missed opportunity there for Matthew Wade yesterday is the biggest one that comes to mind when he was trying to get Josh Philippi out. That's going to be middle stump gone. And Case Ahmed has been able to pick up the wicket of Gilks, and now they are going to be 2 down for 33. And he is giving the high fives at the moment, virtual high fives for Case Ahmed. And everyone is clapping at the moment for him. He is loving it as well. Everyone was kind of surrounding him, giving him the clap as well. 130 for 9 there. And why isn't Maxwell in Australia test team for Ashes Hamish as well? I think it is because of the fact that he is, like, I guess, more suited to the 2020 and also to the ODI format, because Glenn Maxwell, I haven't actually seen him bat. How long ago did he bat in a test match? Has he had any test match experience, Glenn Maxwell? But Mac Gilks going to be on his way. 7 runs off 6 deliveries and bowled Case Ahmed. Kiwi lad, I think total run will be 160 under as well. Says Lila there for the prediction. And with them now losing their second wicket, it is going to be Sam Billings, the Englishman, making his way to the crease. So both him and Alex Hales both still at the crease here. So England are batting in the starting lineup, or in this match. In this match, I don't know what that accent became there, but one more ball before we get 5 overs down in this fixture between these two sides. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are currently trying to hit our like goal of 100 likes. My voice is pretty much gone, but we are continuing on throughout this live stream. 42 likes we are sitting on already. We are flying up, ladies and gentlemen, and I do appreciate all the support you guys have been showing on these live streams as well. Now it is going to be waiting for the next delivery. Case Ahmed doing very nicely for himself, being able to get that breakthrough wicket. And that's the thing, they've got two already, and they need to make sure that they don't lose any more in the early stages of this one if they want any chance of being able to go on to get that total, like we were mentioned, sitting somewhere around that massive one. But that's the end of the over there for Case Ahmed, only going for the 9 runs so far, and now they are sitting in a position of being 33 for 2. A good over for Case Ahmed, just going to keep on bowling those leg spinners, and it seems like the bowling attack at the moment for spin for the Melbourne Stars. They've got Adam Zampa, they've got Case Ahmed, they've got Glenn Maxwell, and now he's not spin, but he is certainly a magician with the ball in hand. It is going to be Andre Russell making his way to 190 as well after 15 over scenario will change. Wicket will loss as well, says Lila there. But Andre Russell, he is certainly a man who has got power with the bat in hand. He also has a few change-ups when he's got the ball in hand for Andre Russell. It should be exciting to see what he can do here for the Melbourne Stars. Just having a bit of a chat with Maxwell. Probably a similar conversation as what Maxwell had with Case Ahmed, saying, you've got men back. Don't be afraid to bowl aggressive here, because if we can get them 1 or 2 more down, then we're in a box seat to be able to win this game. The Melbourne Stars at the moment, they're sitting 61% chance of being able to win this game. And they will want to keep on extending that and keep on going towards trying to bowl them out. Would be very impressive from them as well. Now it's going to be nicely bowled by Andre Russell. Dot ball there. Start off the over. Very nicely done by Andre Russell. Like I mentioned, he's only just actually joined up with the Melbourne Stars extremely recently. Did play in the last match. Did get a little bit of a bat, and we already saw that power that Andre Russell does possess. He has actually retired from international duty, but it doesn't mean we aren't going to get to see the man in the KFC Big Bash. And Alex Hales now, he has got 1,506 total runs in his career, just gliding that one down to deep third man, but cut off nicely by Adam Zampa. So he hasn't actually been able to get he hasn't actually been able to get a boundary since, I believe it was the second over of the match, or the third over of the match, actually. So it's been a little while, Kiwi Lad, today. I'm not agreeing with you. My prediction is under 165. Let's see as well. There's the Lila there for the prediction. So yeah, could be right there. We will have to wait and see, but at the moment, Billings and Hales, this is a good partnership that they will have to try and form. Also, Alex Ross is probably the next batsman that is the kind of, I guess, full-on batsman for that situation. Then you're probably getting into the all-rounders. But then saying that, Daniel Sams can still hit a long ball. Another dot ball there for Andre Russell, currently just steaming through his over. And looking like, that's the thing, some of these older players, you can tell when they know that they're bowling well, because they just make their way back to their mark a lot quicker than they normally do. And Andre Russell at the moment, he is looking like he is very much so fired up to be in the Melbourne Stars for the KFC Big Bash. They've got Harris Ralph as another option for them when he does return from Pakistan. We have got Hay as well, says James Gordon. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Oh, bit of a collision there between Joe Clark. And they were able to get themselves, I believe, just the 1 run there for Sam Billings. Was it the 2? It might have actually been a leg by, but a little bit of a miscommunication there between 2 of the Melbourne Stars fielders, and that looked like it could have been dangerous. Both men almost just colliding in the middle there, but the projected at this stage, if they continue at the run rate they are, or if they go at 8 per over, they are going to be sitting at only around that 150 mark. Hales, though, he hits a hard down the ground over the field, and that is going to be 4 runs there, just able to clear the man who was at mid-off. And Alex Hales here, he is looking fired up. He has just hit himself another boundary, so he moves up onto 27 runs off 19 deliveries with 4 4s and 1 6 there as well. What other cool stuff you did on GTA Story or Director Mode as well? Says that James Gordon, I think, Story Mode, I was pretty much just a stock standard, become a taxi driver, which I know probably sounds a little bit, I guess, stock standard, I guess you could say, when it is GTA and you should be doing a whole heap of other stuff. I was just a taxi driver. I was doing quite a few hours of taxiing as well on there by Andre Russell at the moment. That is his first over done. 6 overs down here, and they are sitting 40 for 2. So a good start to the match for the Melbourne Stars, or you could say a good start to the match for the Sydney Thunder, getting 14 off the very first over. But then from there, it has been all the Melbourne Stars who have been able to pick up 2 wickets and also have been able to get themselves in that position of getting themselves, trying to cut down that economy rate just a little bit as well. Andre Russell, good over for him as well. Projected at the moment 10 and over from here would get them 180, but that will be tough to do. But they do still have the power surge, which we do need to remember is an important factor in the BBL, because you have got 2 extra overs where you are allowed to you're pretty much allowed to run rampage for it as well. But at the moment, we do see, I believe it's actually Brad Hodge, who has got himself the same year as Andre Russell at the moment. And right on back, sorry, Hamish, which rugby games are we covering today as well, says Sebastian? So with the way that the voices, I would possibly, it's going to be Alex Hales gone, and he is not too happy. And Couch picks us up a wicket for his very first delivery of his spell. And Alex Hales, he is mad with the fact that he did just go out there. But pretty much the 2 games that we will be doing is Wasps versus Munster, and then the game between Harlequins and Castres. All right, too, what's that sound in your voice as well, says James Gordon? It's pretty much, unfortunately, my voice has decided that it doesn't like me today and does want to disappear a lot. So anytime I do end up trying to raise it, or even just talking normally, it does end up disappearing just a little bit. But Alex Hales just getting that little edge, and he was angry with it as well. But Couch, he is a happy man as he has just picked up that big wicket of Alex Hales, and now there's a 70% chance that the Melbourne Stars win this game. Just shows how big of a wicket Alex Hales is. Now it is going to be the sweepologist, Alex Ross, making his way there. Now I'm thinking about the Sydney Thunder lineup. No Usman Khawaja, no Callum Ferguson. He's actually on commentary at the moment, so he is not going to be playing for them this year. I believe he retired after last season, as they did say they didn't need his services anymore. Okay, as well. And the chat says James Gordon, yeah, hopefully it does come back by tomorrow, but no guarantees, of course, with the amount of talking. At least your voice is getting better as well, says Petty Wagon. Yeah, hopefully it does slowly keep on warming up. The larynx, I think it is, isn't it? I think that's what it's called. But Alex Ross, the sweepologist, he has certainly got plenty of sweep shots in his arsenal, my boy, as well, says George Meyer. Welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well. Are you working at the moment, George? And Nick Week as well in the chat from George and Hamish. I'd say the score I'm predicting is 120 with Zampa to take a wicket of Cutting if he comes as well. Says Robert, and also we have got their Wasps versus Munster and Castres versus Quins already as well. Says Sebastian, yeah, we have got just the 2 matches. I was going to do Sail Sharks versus Ospreys, but I think I should probably rest up with the voice just a little bit more and strategically plan out which ones we are doing for the next kind of few days as well. But Sam Billings, he is still not, he still doesn't have a run to his name. Alex Ross, though, able to get himself 1 run of his very first delivery phase, so 42 for 3. And also we have got there, I'm at Bramer Station in Tekapo as well, says George Meyer. So you've been covering plenty of Ks at the moment on your track down low, George, as well, says Sebastian. And also on Tuesday, I'll be there because last day of school as well, says James Gordon there. A Couch at the moment, he was able to pick up that early wicket, nicely played there by Billings, and now he gets himself off the mark. The projected for them at the moment, like I mentioned, if they go at 8 and over, they get 150, and I think that will be bare minimum up against this Melbourne Stars side that's got Glenn Maxwell, Stoinis, Joe Clark. He hasn't really fired so far in this season, but he's looking decent. Hayes Abashet as well. I'll be able to join the live stream at night as I stay till the end, says James Gordon. So that is great news because of the fact you guys are now getting closer and closer to school holidays. Of course, with Christmas just around the corner, you guys are going to have plenty of time. And there it is. We have got our first trophies in the chat as well, which is great to see, of course. Couch, nice shot there from Alex Ross. It looks like they're going to be pushing for 2 there with the shot out through point. And they are not going to be able to get it. So just a single there. Whole heap of trophies. Once again, by the looks of it there. We'll go like that. We will go like that as well. But now Alex Ross, he is sitting on 2 runs off 2 deliveries. Billings happened again, Paddy, as well, says Sebastian there. Oh, who did you guys end up timing out that time? And also, or did you guys both time him out at the exact same time, I guess? There, and also we have got there. And they're laughing from a Paddy Wagon, and also ignore the spammer, so says James Gordon. Running and Couch so far, getting the wicket. Oh, that's going to be very close to another one, but just misses the bat there, unfortunately, for Couch, because he has already picked up the one, like I mentioned. He wouldn't mind being able to pick up another one of these batsmen. Sam Billings kind of not deciding on front foot or back shot. Back foot, I should say there. I had to go home from the beach view hotel room as well, says more cake. And also, what score you predicting, says Robert. I think I said 162 here for the Sydney Thunder. I didn't choose how many wickets down they would be, though, which I feel like I possibly should try, but I haven't really worked it out yet. I think it's probably going to be about 7 down that they will be. That's a nice shot there by Billings, and it's going close to the boundary. Hilton Cartwright, though, putting in the chase and being able to save. I believe it will be just the 1 run, but that could be a crucial run. Well, there was about 154 for more cake there, but that is going to be the end of the over now, and 46 for 3 here. The Sydney Thunder. Hilton Cartwright fully outstretched, the Terminator in the field. Terminator with a bat in hand as well. He can certainly hit a long 6. I remember his one at the MCG was absolutely phenomenal. The Ulster win last night, Hamish, as well there. And they're from Kevin. I did see that. They did have a close game with Clermont, but they won it by 9 runs. Or sorry, not 9. It was actually 6 in the end because Clermont were able to get themselves that bonus point for being within 7. We have got there the Ulster win last night, and they at least got Nutella as well there in the chat. Says a more cake. Now Billings, he is going to be on strike. Who do they decide to bowl now? Is it Andre Russell once again who gets another? I feel like with the fact that Zampa and also I will say Case Ahmed looking like he's going to be a very good key for them in the bowling attack, but it is Andre Russell, and that one just gets hit for the single little bump of the ball and just hits it to the offside, or sorry, the leg side there for Sam Billings at the moment to be able to keep that strike rate ticking over for his side. Like I mentioned, they're looking at around that 150 or so, according to WinViz, if they do end up getting themselves kind of speeding up a little bit more. My bodyboard snapped in a barreling wave as well, says Morecake. So that is not good news. Hopefully you are all right, though, if you were, of course, on that board at the time. Yeah, hopefully you did enjoy your holiday, other than, of course, snapping your board in that regard. But now Russell at the moment, he hasn't gone for a boundary yet. Off his, it's a good shot. Oh, Billings, it's a mix-up. Andre Russell tries to throw down the stumps. He does miss it, and Alex Ross straight away said no, he was just set, and he was not going to be running for that one. I'm okay as well, says Morecake, so that is great news there as well. But at the moment, Sydney Thunder, it was almost a mix-up between the two. We saw a run-out for Marcus Stoinis and also Glenn Maxwell at the crease. He would have been close to getting back there. Exeter absolutely pumped Montpellier, current Challenge Cup holders as well. And there says Sebastian, yeah, I did see that the scoreline, it started off not too bad for Montpellier. I believe they were only about 1 or 2 points behind at halftime. And then that second half happened, and it just ended up going downhill for them. Alex Ross there hitting that one to the square leg, or sorry, mid-wicket region. In case Ahmed able to field it. Did that work? No, my voice is still not there. I was seeing whether or not coughing might have been able to help it out a little bit, see if it did come back, but it has still decided that it is on holiday. Unlike myself, though, we have still got the BBL. It is coming tomorrow. Hoggy scored the opening try as well. Says Sebastian there in Australia. Beat the Lions too as well for England's game. So that is not an ideal result, I guess you could say, for them as well. Going to be just the dot ball for Andre Russell there once again. So still sitting on 47 for 3. This says 48 for 3, so I'm confused at who to believe, but I believe it is 47 for 3 at this stage after 7.2 deliveries. And now at the moment, it is going to be very interesting to see that total that they do see. Anyone who hasn't already, be sure to predict who you think will be able to get the most runs here for the Sydney Thunder. I'm going to say Alex Ross. I feel like he has got to be the man who kind of sticks around here alongside Sam Billings, but I think Ross will be able to speed up that strike rate just a little bit more. And he's just tried a ramp shot there. Billings wasn't able to connect to it, and it was almost another caught behind opportunity there for the Sydney Thunder. But then I'll also say wicket taker. I'll say Case Ahmed. I said him last match. He wasn't able to quite get those wickets that I did think that he was going to be able to. I think Zampa gets 2. Case Ahmed will get himself 3. We have got there 48 for 3 on Cricket Australia website as well there. Says that Roberts are now, we are sitting 48 for 3 after 7.5 balls. Okay, this is actually a little bit speedy today. Normally it is a little bit behind, but now it does seem like it has well and truly caught up. That's going to be just the dot ball down the ground. So that is the end of the 8th over, and it is 48 for 3 as well. And also I got sunburn that bad and that my face nearly turned purple as well, says Morecake. So that sounds like sunscreen was required for that trip, and maybe there wasn't enough of it being put on. But at this stage, anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are sitting on 60 likes. Our like goal was 100, and we are already over halfway there, while we are only sitting after 8 overs as well into this matchup. Who else have the Melbourne Stars got? I think they've almost bowled everyone that they would be bowling throughout this match. They've bowled Couch, they've bowled Russell, they've bowled Courtenay, who is actually coming back into the bowling attack now. He went for 14 off his first over, Nathan Courtenay, but I believe he will be all right here and might be able to push himself towards getting a wicket for his side. He doesn't normally go a match without one. Nathan Courtenay, definitely not with the pace that man brings. When he does steam into the crease, it's coming down at about 140. Nicely delivered, and it's going down to deep third man for just a single once again. Day/night, second test in the Ashes. I can actually sleep at night and follow the series now as well. Says Sebastian and Maxwell to take the most wickets there for Robert. And also we have got and there was a air hockey table, and the puck threw off the table into my nuts as well, and on my head and across the room. There was a pool table as well, says Morecake there in chat as well. So it sounds like you were staying at a very nice place by the looks of it. Now, just the single there hit off the very first delivery of Nathan Cottonile's over. Going to be running in for the second. It's hit hard by Billings, but hasn't quite been able to strike it too nicely. Just getting the single once again, 160 runs. Hogger as well. And that's his MD for the prediction there of how many runs he thinks that the Sydney Thunder will be able to get. So I assume you guys are still saying the Melbourne Stars win this game. 73% chance of the Melbourne Stars being able to win it from here. Alex Hales on his way after 21 deliveries, getting 28 runs. No one else has been able to hit double figures for them yet. And now it is going to be Alex Ross who will once again be on strike for Cottonill, just gliding it down to third man, or at least trying to. But it was well fielded there by, I believe it was Glenn Maxwell, who was able to cut that one off as well. And also we have got their beachfront towers. Was the place level 6, unit 23 as well. Sees a more cake there. But yeah, beachfront, anything with beachfront in the name seems like it is going to be very nice. What are your thoughts on Sail Sharks versus Osprey? I think that's going to be a very close game between those two. I'm going to say I think Sail Sharks are the underdogs, or actually, no, they might be just the favourites, but I think it's going to be only split by about 5 points, but Sail Sharks just sneak it. And the end, Cottonill once again running in. That's going to be the pull shot played by Alex Ross. A little bit of a misfield as well. And because of it, they do get back for the 2 runs. They won't be too happy with that. Definitely not Nathan Cottonill. He hates going for runs, and definitely when it is off a misfield as well. And also, I took a pull ball to the Bullocks once. My opponent won by TKO as well. There's a match in there, and also had a heated pull as well. There's more kicking, yeah, and the 5th one's day night too. But yeah, we are hopefully going to be covering more of the Ashes this year on the channel, or the next week, I should say, because we have got the BBL is going to be having a little bit of a pause for about 3 or 4 days, which does mean we are going to have more of a chance of doing a bit of the other cricket that is around. Once again, the pull shot played by Alex Ross, trying to pierce the gap, but it is it to Bo Webster at deep square leg just for the single. Once again, Cottonill will be trying to get out of this over with only going for a few runs so far. And also, cheers, Robert, there in the chat. Says that Sebastian for that one as well. But yeah, the day-night tests, we know how well Australia play in day-night test matches. It is just kind of their bread and butter, I guess you could say, with the way that they are able to play. Definitely with Stark with that pink ball. The swing that man gets with it means that it is going to be very tough for England. But saying that, maybe, I'm not sure who England go with in the starting lineup. I guess they'd go with maybe Anderson and maybe even Broad. They bring both of them back for this one. Hey, mate, sorry I didn't comment in 6 minutes. I'm just working on a quick edit. I feel to feel cool at school for 2 days as well. Says James Gordon, no worries, mate, at all. But that is the end of the 9th over now, and it is 54 for 3 here for the Sydney Thunder. So still only going at around that 6 runs per over here for them, and they will certainly try and ramp that up for the later 11 overs that they have got themselves. They have still got a power surge up their sleeve. Neither of these men have been able to hit a boundary as of yet, Alex Ross and Sam Billings, but both men have got the power to. So it will be interesting to see whether or not they can get that ball away to the boundary, and not just this over, but maybe even the power surge when they do decide to take it as well. But the projected has them going at 120 for the total that they will be able to get. 10 and over from here on out will get them 164, which was close to my prediction. We have got the Parker said hi as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well, and hope you are excited for the KFC Big Bash. We've got matches tomorrow as well, or just the one match, the Brisbane Heat taking on the Melbourne Renegades. We are going to be covering that on the channel. So if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is hugely appreciated. Normally, my voice sounds a little bit better than this. It is just the fact that we've done that much talking over the last few days that has decided that it doesn't really like me. But now Couch once again going to be running in. So short ball, Billings has tried to strike that one out of the ground, but missed it. And it's gone straight through the keeper, Clark. He thought it was worth a crack there. Sam Billings trying to really be aggressive to Couch, who has been able to pick up the wicket already, Brody Couch. It was the wicket of Alex Hales as well, and Squiggles in there. And it's Amber Hamish, if you were Australia selectors, who do you put in Hazelwood spot? That's likely ruled out as well, says Robert. It's a good question. I would say, that's the thing. Hazelwood has big boots to fill. That's going to be a good shot from Sam Billings out mid-wicket way, but it is cut off on the boundary once again. I was going to say maybe someone like a Jai Richardson, but I feel like that's not quite the same standard. Who else have they got? Australia. Who are the options they've got? Robert, do let me know on out as well, says Gadget there. And also, hi, Kiwi Lad Hamish. What I said looked like they're going to run under 165 as well, says Lila there. So that is certainly a possibility for them and at this position. But at the moment, Couch has already been able to pick himself up 1 wicket. Alex Ross on strike and out as well, says Gadget there. Although I haven't seen it quite yet. So be sure to save your kind of predictions, or maybe save these spoilers for just a little bit later on so that I do get to see the wicket first But now it is going to be Couch bowling once again. Brody Couch. It's going to be hit high from Alex Ross. One-handed shot there. And it is going to be Pearce in the field. It's almost going for 4, but Nathan caught denial. Hilton Cartwright able to cut it off. Case Ahmed almost able to stop it from rolling away to the boundary. And he did need the backup of Cartwright, but they have been able to stop it once again. There hasn't been a boundary for a little while. And also we have got there no one's out, buddy, as I said, Hamish. And also England doesn't have to feel disappointed. They've had a couple moments. And first test can improve as well, says Kevin. Yeah, I feel like they've got potential to be able to do decently. And maybe the second or the third one. G'day, mate, as well, says TSM. Welcome into the live stream. I hope you are doing well. And I hope you are excited for all of the BBL action. We're up to match 10 out of 61, but we are covering every single one on the channel that we can, and it is going to be a very exciting one. Like I mentioned, the Heat play the Renegades. I believe I did see that it's on Boxing Day that we get to see the Sydney Thunder taking on the Sydney Sixers, which is that Sydney derby that we do all absolutely love seeing. And also, please don't spoil the action, folks. Wait until Hamish reacts to it as well. Says Sebastian there, but Brody Couch at the moment, he hasn't really gone for too many boundaries either, only sitting off the 9 runs off his first 4 deliveries of his second over. And also he bowled in the power play, picked up that massive wicket of Alex Hales, giving himself space there, missing the ball. So because of it, 9.5 overs down, and they are sitting on 57 for 3. So the Big Bash boost point, what's the score, bro? Is up here. It is 57 for 3 at the moment in this one. They have got one more ball left until we get to the 10th over. Too many six in the chat as well, says Avery Spencer there. But Brody Couch, if he can get out of this one without going to the boundary, he will be sitting in a good position to be able to just keep that pressure building. Alex Ross swings it, does end up whipping it away to the leg side, cut off nicely by Case Ahmed. So now after the 10 overs, I'm quickly going to find that pen that I keep on losing, unfortunately. Yeah, no, it's completely, there it is. I have been able to find it there. So after the 10 overs, they have got 58. So it will be 59 required for the Melbourne Stars to be able to get themselves the Bash boost point. You've got Jai Richardson, Michael Nessa as choices. That's in the list as well, Cecil Roberts. So I'd say I'd give Jai Richardson a go because he does go very well at T20. And I know that sometimes that doesn't translate into international or kind of test match cricket, but he seems to be able to bowl that line and length, and also every once in a while maybe just goes with that sneaky Yorker that might be able to catch the batsman off guard. Every BBL game, so good game next week. Take break as well, says Kevin, and also I think it is Sydney Thunder as well, says Rashtra there, for who is going to be able to get the win. But yeah, pretty much we have got about 3 days where we don't have any BBL matches. Next week, I believe it is Thursday, Friday, Saturday that they are missing. And also 130 is the prediction from Garav. So anyone who hasn't already, be sure to predict in the chat. And what's my prediction? What was my prediction? Was it 165 for 4? It was 165 for 4, Paddy. I've got them all starred there so that we can see who was the closest out of everyone, I believe. Tell you what, there's a few of you guys who are very good with predicting who you got winning as well, says TSM. From here, it says the Melbourne Stars have a 73% chance of winning. And I'd agree with that because they have lost Alex Hales, they've lost Whiteman, and they've also lost Jilks at the top of the order. Neither of these two have hit a boundary yet, and they are only sitting on the 58 runs so far. And because it's because in this session, one approximate all wickets, approx all matches as well. Says Rashtra. But yeah, it's pretty much whoever is setting the total does end up winning a lot of these games. We have seen, I believe there's only the Sydney Thunder versus Brisbane Heat that did change it. My prediction was 165 and under as well, because my brain is dead as well. And it says Paddy Wagon, it is all good, mate. But I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you have been enjoying the Big Bash that we have seen so far. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are currently sitting on 65 likes on this KFC Big Bash live stream, 162 under as well. And I'll predict 137 for 6. For Sebastian there as well, but whether or not they take the power surge straight away, we will have to wait and see. But it might not be a terrible idea for these two men because they haven't really been able to hit the ball hard. Although, actually, I'm going to take back that statement. You save it till you have Daniel Sams at the crease because he can hit a long ball anytime he gets the opportunity. But Nathan caught denial now. So far, we've seen 28 dot balls, 23 ones, 2 2s, 1 3, 5 4s, and 1 6 as well, and 154 for 5 is my prediction as well. Says Rashtra there in the chat. And also G'day Sports. I'm actually watching my first ever BBL game as well, or Big Bash game, says BAL. So hopefully you are enjoying it so far, mate. And I hope you are doing well as well. I believe that is something. What is that hit? Oh, okay. Alex Ross is saying that it did hit the pad. That was looking very close to being able to pick himself up a nice wicket there. Nathan Coulter-Nile currently 58 for 3. So the Big Bash boost point, if the Melbourne Stars want to secure it, they will have to get themselves the 59 runs in less than the 10. Believe it, just ended up clipping the pad there of Alex Ross. And now he is going to be on strike once again to Coulter-Nile. We have got there, no, only just put it on. As well, says BAL there in the chat. Yeah, at the moment, the Sydney Thunder, they are in a difficult position. They need to try and speed up that run rate because at the moment, the Melbourne Stars, their bowling attack is very economical normally. Like, you got Zampa, you've got also Nathan Coulter-Nile. He went for 14 in the first over. That is the most expensive over they've had so far. And also, we have got there, and a chat, more spam as well. But the Melbourne Stars taking on the Sydney Thunder. This is the second time in a couple days that we have been able to see this take place. Will now be Billings on strike. And he is sitting on 7 runs off 14 deliveries. Alex Ross also facing 14 balls, but he has been able to get himself up to the 11 runs. And like I will mention once again, neither of these two men have hit the ball to the boundary as of yet in this fixture. Nathan Coulter-Nile, slow ball there, Billings. It's gone high. This could be a chance for a catch. It's going to fall safe, though. And he does survive for now. Billings able to get himself the 1 run for his troubles as well. But Coulter-Nile sitting on 21 runs so far that he has gone for. But that is the thing. 9 more balls after that first over. He has only gone for the 7 runs. So he is getting more and more economical as this match goes on. Billings, he hit that ball straight up in the air. Seemed like someone would be able to get to it, but everyone was back on that leg side, trying to cover the big shot on that short boundary. It is only about 63 or 69 meters, I believe, on that side. Nice shot by Alex Ross, but it does lead to another dot. Norning BAL, hope you're well, mate, as well. And the chat from Sebastian. But yeah, at the moment, BAL, don't be afraid to give me your prediction as well for how many runs you think the Sydney Thunder will be able to get. They're playing like it's a test match as well, says Amos Spencer. Yeah, at the moment, they haven't really been able to get that one going, other than Alex Hales and also briefly Matthew Gilks. Everyone else has had a strike rate of less than 100 and been watching the snowboarding parallel slalom, but it's finished. So I thought I'd try the BBL for a bit as well. Says that BAL now, it is going to be Cartwright. Also, not Cartwright. I was caught denial, but now Cartwright gets the ball in the deep, I think is what I was referring to. And now just the one more delivery left of Nathan Coulter-Nile's over. Currently very good bowling here for the Sydney Thunder. The first over, like I mentioned, went for 14. Other than that, though, has been very good for them so far in terms of that economy rate. Anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We do see the dugout there. They've got someone who hasn't bowled yet. It is actually John Cook, who isn't getting an opportunity in this game for the Sydney Thunder either. I assume he won't be too far off, though. That's a short ball. Is it out? It's not out. So that is going to be the end of the over, the 11th over down, and it is going to be 61 for 3. A swing and a miss for Sam Billings. It's happened quite a few times so far throughout the early stages of this fixture. But yeah, anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got the good morning, mate. Bonza as well, Ta. How about you as well? And the chat says BAL. At the moment, 61. They are sitting on still for both of these men. They have both faced 16 deliveries. Neither have hit the ball to the boundary. One of them sitting on 12, which is Alex Ross, the sweepologist. The other sitting on 8, which is Sam Billings. They haven't actually bowled any spin up till this point. And it is going to be Case Ahmed now to Alex Ross. And that is, I would say, very strategic, because when you've got the nickname the sweepologist, you probably like yourself a sweep shot. It was a good bumper in the end from Nathan Coulter-Nile, just not quite able to connect with it there. Sam Billings saying it was just a little bit high, and it was called as at the end of the over, and he was saying it was just a little bit over his head, so it possibly should have been called a wide there for Coulter-Nile. But now Case Ahmed, he is going to be doing his bowling, and he has already been able to pick up the big wicket, able to go straight through. Sweepologist Alex Ross straight away sweeping as well. Not too bad myself, cheers. As well, says Sebastian there, nicely hit there by Alex Ross, and that is going to be the single. Sam Billings, normally it's a little moment in an innings that can really fire up a batsman, and I feel like that will be the moment for Sam Billings that really annoys him, thinking that, why didn't I get myself the wide? So now he might go banging up against Case Ahmed. It's a little bit wide, it's well bowled as well, and it's not called as a wide there. And now Sam Billings, that will just make him a little bit more angry as well. So I'm going to go in with Melbourne for my team unless they lose today. So a very important game for me as well. Says BAL, that is true. You're a Melbourne Stars boy, aren't you? Now, Sam Billings striking that one nicely. Case Ahmed, though, has got cover in the deep. And Hilton Cartwright. And that is once again going to be just a single. They have gone quite a few balls now without a boundary here. I believe the last boundary would have been hit by Matthew Gilks, and that was in about the 4th over of the match as well. So it's been a little while since they have been able to get themselves one. Okay, well bowled. That's going to be just the leg by there. Okay, Sami, he is not going to be going for the run there, but instead it is just going to be, actually it's been called as a bye for that one. Wait, how is that just a bye but not a league bye? Interesting call. And now it is going to be another one. 64 for 3 at the moment they are sitting on here for themselves. That's going to be just a little bit too wide, is it? No, it's not. That is going to be well bowled by KFC once again. And don't watch the Sixers versus Stars highlights if you want to go for Melbourne as well. Yeah, they did have a rough start to the season. The Melbourne Stars ended up getting bowled out for 60. That's going up in the air there. It's lofted and it's taken in Sam Billings. He is out. And Ahmed, he picks up his second wicket. And it is Billings who was on 9 of 18. So now they will be under just a little bit more pressure here, the Sydney Thunder. For them to win this game from here, they have got only a 25% chance, according to the predictor. As well, what's the deal with the lurid green scorecard on TV Go, or TV Go? Looks as bad as the 100 one that they had here as well. Says BAL, they seem to change it kind of every single year as well. Seems to be they just keep on modifying it per season. It's like the fact that now Sam Billings, he gets to walk through a massive helmet to make his way back to the changing room. Less than 100 as well, says Paddy Wagon. I don't believe they will get less than 100, but it could be. Could be a possibility. They need Daniel Sams to stick around here. And also Alex Ross at the other end needs to stick there with him as well. And Wicket Woo as well. Says sport stuff there in the chat. Here's a very happy man. I will mention anyone who is new to the channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are back tomorrow with the Melbourne Renegades and their fixture that they are going to be taking on up against the Brisbane Heat, which should be a good game. Nice goal, Hamish. I thought Billings would outlast Ross as well. Says Sebastian there. But now Daniel Sams, I have mentioned it. He can hit a long ball. He actually ended up hitting a extremely fast 50 last season, I believe it was, where he was just able to keep on going and going and going. He's got 432 for his amount of runs in the BBL. His best is 65 not out, and he has got a strike rate of 140. Sport stuff. If you remember me, I do indeed, mate. You've been here for the BBL before on the channel. It's great to see you once again. But Case Ahmed at the moment, he has got one delivery left of his third over, and I believe they might even consider bowling him out. Nicely bowled there, and it's a dot ball. Case Ahmed, very well bowled. Economy rate at the moment, I've only gone for the 4 runs per over, and also we've got that Hamish's ball ahead of me. So he said Sam Billings was out before I even got to see the ball bowled as well, says BAL. I do apologize about that in advance. Something that you could do, BAL, is pretty much if you pause the live stream for just a little bit longer and kind of pause me for about 15 or so seconds, then it should kind of match up with your coverage, hopefully. Fingers crossed that will work out. But 65 for 4 at the moment. They are sitting after the 12 overs. It's going to be Adam Zampa, who only went for 3 runs off his first one. They haven't really got too many bowlers who really will throw up a few loose deliveries for the Sydney Thunder to be able to push themselves towards that 130 or so. It might even be tough to do that at this rate for the Sydney Thunder. The Melbourne Stars are just bowling a near perfect experience. No spoilers today, please. Normally, it's not directed at just one viewer, but I know what I'm talking about. But I know what I'm talking about as well. Says Sebastian there, and also we have got that 140 under as well. Says Delilah. So it's interesting how slowly that is increasingly decreasing, I guess you could say, in a weird way, but that's going to be it down the ground. That's the boundary for Alex Ross. And Adam Zampa, he goes for the 4 runs. And Adam Zampa's going, why do you hit that to the boundary? I didn't think that was a bad delivery. So Alex Ross now, is that the boundary that he needed to really help himself push forward in this innings? That is the first boundary we have seen in a long time in this innings. And also we have got, yeah, that might work, mate. You're a genius for a Kiwi as well. And this is BAL. And also we have got that can have a shout out as well. See you. Good job being here, Big Dazzle. I do appreciate you being here, mate. And so on. Also we have got the yellow. Says correct forecast now. It is going to be once again it out to the leg side and Alex Ross off the strike. So now a new man at the crease, Daniel Sams. He's only faced 1 delivery so far, but like I mentioned, he's got the power. And someone else who's got the power, we saw that young fella yesterday, whose name I can't quite remember, unfortunately, for the LA Strikers. I'm sure you guys can probably help me out. It wasn't Matt Short. It wasn't Short either, but his name was not Matt, but it was something else that did match another name in the team. I can't even remember it, but he did do some very nice hitting, and I feel like Daniel Sams will be in this one to the boundary if he does get the chance. He's hit it out through point, and that is going to be for the single, please, as well. Says Big Daddy's little shout out to you, mate. And there as well. But now Joe Clark, he is behind the stumps in this matchup. Important figure in the Melbourne Stars lineup, because when you do open the batting, you are in that situation of trying to get it going. And can I have a shout out, please? I have already given you one. Big Dazzle there. And now it's 71 for 4. They are sitting on the sweet bowler. Just Alex Ross strikes that one absolutely beautifully through the hands of Marcus Stoinis in the deep. And Adam Zampa's looking a little bit red. He's not too happy with his best buddy, Marcus Stoinis, who did miss that ball. Goes away to the boundary. And at the moment, the sweep bowler just is well and truly living up to the nickname. He just gets so much power and precision every single time. And also we have got there, they're from PAL. The chat, but Maxwell at the moment looks like they are just going to be sending the field again for Zampa there, and Oves as well there, and the shot is here as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate, and why Big Dazzle blocked me as well there. If you say something relevant, I'll read your comment out as well. Says that Sebastian there, but now Glenn Maxwell, he's just resetting the field here for the Melbourne Stars. Look like they're having a little bit of a rotation. Probably going to have another man back on that leg side for Alex Ross. He does also have the reverse sweep in the arsenal though, but he moves up now on to 22 of 21 deliveries, and this is the innings that they need. He's going to hit it with the cut shot. Goes out to deep point once again, and also we have got there, and at the chat as well. Oh no, I don't think I can read that one out. Of course, but Glenn Maxwell at the moment just having a conversation with the men on the commentary side of it. Zampa, he is sitting 0 from 14, normally very economical. He actually has gone for 11 so far. It wasn't Weatherald as well, says Robert. A little bit lower in the order. Can't quite remember his name though, but he was a young fella. And he got himself a couple sixes in a row, was just striking the ball absolutely phenomenally. That is the end of the Zampa over now. And it's going to be 13 overs down, 76 for 4. And hey, Hamish, did you actually say the F word? Would you get banned as well? Says a BAL. I don't think we would, but it is just one of those ones that normally we try not to as well. In partnership, I would call it as well. Says Sebastian there, and also we have got the hello. Says Nishat there in the chat. Welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are back tomorrow night with the Brisbane Heat taking on the Melbourne Renegades, and our like goal on this live stream was 100. We are already sitting on 77. Do help us make that final push towards that 100, maybe even before the innings of the Sydney Thunder is going to be over. We have got there Mr. Squiggles as well, says David there, and there. Yeah, I've got there in the chat, Thomas Kelly as well, says Robert there in the chat. At the moment, they are just showing that the crowd, they're actually in decent numbers here for this game. We did see the game yesterday take place in Sydney, and sadly, we didn't get to see any crowd in attendance for that match. Hello, mate. Hope you're well as well, says Betty Wagon there. Thomas Kelly, that is the name, Tom Kelly. He was a very good batsman down the order. I read it before as I was going through the chat, like when you put it, and I, for some reason, didn't register the name that you had said, but that's a reverse sweep from Alex Ross now, and Case Ahmed, he's going to be bowling his final over of his spell. Has already been looking absolutely phenomenal. Case Ahmed sitting 2 wickets taken, and also has only gone for the 13-run. David, good vibes as well there. I think Kiwis are 2 decent blokes to swear anyway, as well as BAL. I wouldn't 100% agree with that. You know, we hear quite a few people swearing big time. That was almost going to be an LBW, and Daniel Sams would have been saying a few words there if he had lost his wicket right at that moment. We have got their Hi Buddy Hi as well. And also we have got there, have you watched Baywatch, Hamish, as well, says Kevin? I don't think I have. Oh, that's not a terrible delivery there from Case Ahmed. Probably a little bit closer than anticipated to be in an LBW, whipped off the leg, and it is Andre Russell was able to run around and cover that one as well. You should listen to George, another Kiwi lad as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, exactly right. George loves dropping swear words like they are pretty much a normal word in the dictionary. We haven't got the Kiwis that do decent to swear as well in the chat. Says Amish Spencer, but now it is going to be Alex Ross on strike. Case Ahmed been going nicely so far. He does sweep once again, Alex Ross. I swear he must spend like hours and hours and hours just sweeping all the time. He might have been a chimney sweep in a past life, perhaps. But Case Ahmed at the moment sitting on 2 runs and also 2 wickets, 15 runs so far off him, and he's only got 2 more deliveries left of this over as well. We will go like that. Hopefully that updates itself. Yes, it has. And once again, Alex Ross, no, it is actually Daniel Sams on strike, and he has taken once again the single to the leg side. Keeping that strike rotating. They haven't taken the power surge yet, but I would think more than likely they won't be too far away from deciding that they do want to take it. And also, I am Bangladeshi as well. Des Dodslim, so welcome into the live stream. I hope you are doing well. Hey, Ali Hills 21 plus 1 day as well, says David there in the chat. And now it's going to be Case Ahmed. Once again, they're just going to be running the single. So decent over there from Case Ahmed, and he closes out his spell. 2 wickets, 17 runs off the 4 over. So that is absolutely awesome from Case Ahmed. The very experienced, or not very experienced, sorry, but the very capable spinner for the future of the BBL. And also we have got there, I think the nearest I've come to Kiwi swearing is a classic movie, Hunt for the Wilder People as well, says BAL. Of course, that is a very fun movie Indeed, also we have got there. I watched how Travis Head nailed the Aussie citizenship test without even realising, but saying the C word after that delivery as well. Says Sebastian there. Did Quade Cooper end up getting his, did he end up getting his Australian citizenship in the end? Because I know that he was flying over to take it as well, and what crikey as well in there, and also love from Bangladesh as well, says Awaka. So thank you very much for tuning in, mate. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are back with plenty more BBL action, and we are sitting on 80 likes already. They've taken the power surge, which we saw probably coming relatively soon. So now that means for the next 2 overs, they are going to have only 2 men outside of the ring here for the Melbourne Stars, and it looks like Andre Russell here will have this first over to bowl of the power surge. Maybe they'll go Zampa for the, or no, you couldn't probably bowl Zampa for the second now I think about it, because Alex Ross, he will be able to sweep him every day of the week, and they do not want that, definitely when they don't have too much cover in the deep. So you probably go Russell, and then Court Denial might get the other over, but now Russell steaming in for his first delivery. We out nicely to Glenn Maxwell, thinks about throwing it, decides against it. And Alex Ross gets himself once again another single. He has so far been able to hit 2 boundaries in this one, and also okay as well. And also we have got there, but I guess you can say that as well. Says that Paddy Wagon there in the chat as well. But nonetheless, at this stage, it is looking like the Sydney Thunder, if they can push their way towards about 140, hitting 10 and over from here on out, they would be pretty impressed with that. Daniel Sams on strike, loves that long ball. He's got hold of that one, and he has got absolutely almost all of it. It just falls short of the boundary. Can we find the Thunder for playing test match cricket as well? Says Hamish Spencer. It's a good question, but I don't think that one would stick around for the court. I don't think as well. And also, we've got a few lemons in the chat and a cat as well. And Maxwell still has 3 overs as well, says Robert. All that's true, so they might go Maxwell for one of these ones, but it was just a 1 bounce 4. That's the thing. Maxwell, he seems to love bowling himself in the power play, and then he just leaves it for everyone else kind of thing for them to be able to go. But Maxwell might still decide that he does want to give himself one. It's a big swing of the bat by Daniel Sams. He's trying to hit it all the way for 6, and I think she's off our line mate as well. Says it was David there in the chat as well, but Daniel Sams sitting on 7 off 8. Like I mentioned, his best is actually 65 not out for Daniel Sams. Phenomenal talent with the bat in hand and also with the ball in hand as well, although he did almost bring up 50 runs off his bowling up against the Melbourne Stars last time, I believe. And also we have got to hit that like button and subscribe, folks. Check out the Kiwi Lad Sport and the pinned comment as well, and the gaming chair, or that channel, the gaming here as well. It is there from Sebastian. But yeah, anyone who hasn't already, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lad Sport channel. It is the pinned comment, and we are posting plenty more cricket content over on there very soon. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers on that channel as well. We're on 87 likes as well. I don't know where she is. Oh, I don't know where she is right now as well. Says Betty Wagon there. We're on 87 likes, so we're getting closer and closer to that 100. So if you guys haven't already, be sure to leave that like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated for all the support you guys have been showing on the channel. Now Russell once again bowls. Going to be hit away to the leg side, nicely taken by Marcus Stoinis in the deep square leg region. And that's the end of Andre Russell's over. No, he's got one more delivery. And Ellie Hills is living her life as well. And there from Amy Spencer there. And she probably out party, or I don't know whether or not she can go out and party. Can we party at the moment in New Zealand? I guess so, because it is his birthday still, I believe, for the 12th for another couple hours. But it is going to be Daniel Sams now sitting on 8 runs off 9 deliveries. Looks focused, looks ready to hit this one hard, and he's missed the ball. So that is the end of Andre Russell's over. Very good one indeed. And now the score is 88 for 4 here for the Sydney Thunder after 15. So a very economical power surge over there for the Sydney Thunder, or sorry, for the Melbourne Stars. And now it's that big question of who do you go with at the other end? They might actually go Brody Couch. Might be an option that they could look at, because that's the thing. They've got him still. They've got Adam Zampa. They've still got Glenn Maxwell if they want to bowl him. Court Denial's still got one more over. Case Ahmed has bowled out, so he won't be able to. But then they've also got Andre Russell, who still has one more left as well for just not this exact over. And it looks like it is going to be, I believe that's Nathan Court Denial, if I'm not wrong. Looking at him from a distance, I believe it is Court Denial will be bowling it. Still waiting for her to cash in a birthday racist comment as well there from Sebastian. But they've lost 4 wickets so far for the Sydney Thunder. Only the 4 extra so far from the Melbourne Stars as well. And that is something that is a big difference from the last game that we did see between the Perth Scorchers and the Adelaide Strikers. We saw about 20 runs for the Perth Scorchers off extras early on, but Court Denial will be bowling the second over here of the power surge. It's a slow ball, and Alex Ross hits it in the air. He has been able to lob the field, though. Good fielding from Case Ahmed. And it is going to be a quick 2-run by Daniel Sams and Alex Ross. We have got there. Well, I'm so tired as well, says Batty Wagon. So I assume we won't be seeing you for those rugby live streams that we have got on at about 4:30 a.m. But that is all good. Sleep is important, ladies and gentlemen, because it does help the vocal cords recover, kind of. I can't even imagine what my voice would sound like if I didn't sleep for a little bit compared to like what it sounded like at the end of yesterday. Caught the Nile now, swing and a miss from Alex Ross. There's been quite a bit of that today for the Sydney Thunder. I believe there's been about 35 dot balls so far in this one, which is not ideal for a Sydney Thunder lineup that we were trying to get a good total on the board. But the bowling attack so far of the Melbourne Stars, it's been very economical. Like I mentioned, it was only a couple expensive overs, I believe, one for Courtenay and one for Zampa. But other than that, everyone else is kind of stuck around that economy rate of around that 7. Like Nathan Courtenay at the moment has the highest economy, and that is 7.2. Which is very impressive indeed. The lowest actually going to Case Ahmed, only going for 4.25. That was the slower ball. Good shot there from Ross, though. Waited for it and then hits it out through cover, and that's going to be the 4-run. Sleep is important, but the Ashes, it's once again in it as well. Says the Vision. That is a good point. The Ashes, it is just around the corner. The day-night tests are coming up. We're hopefully going to be covering a bit of that on the channel. I've got a couple guests lined up, possibly, for those Ashes test matches as well. We have got, okay, mate, I missed that as well. See that David there. That one, it is going to be going out through the gap. Alex Ross, very good batsman, gets the timing going nicely as well for himself once again, working it off the legs, and it looks like they will just be getting the single. Oh, it's the yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and now they have been able to get through for the 2. Daniel Sams just making it. There was a little bit of hesitation. They were both just sitting there in the middle. We have got Hi from Darlow as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well, and I hope you are excited for this match between the Sydney Thunder and the Melbourne Stars. Currently 15.4 overs down for the Sydney Thunder, and they are sitting on 96 for 4. Alex Ross moves up onto 36 off 31. Daniel Sams yet to find the boundary, but when he does, you will certainly know about it because it will go all the way for 6. Alex Ross once again hitting it out to the leg side, and that is going to be a good over once again here. Almost over for Courtenay. He has been a little bit more expensive than anyone else, but not by much. His economy is sitting at 8.09 as well. I'm doing all right. What about you? I'm doing fine, other than my voice. Like, that's the thing. My voice makes it sound like I'm a lot worse than I am in terms of, like, yeah. I think it's just the pretty much talking nonstop for so long, and hey, give it a break. Already go away as well. And there says David to 100%. Got denial now. It was a ramp shot attempted. Did he get a little bit of bat on it? He did indeed. So that is going to be the over. Good over from Courtenay. He has finished bowling, and he was 31 for none. And the Sydney Thunder now, after 16 overs, sitting 40. That's a lie. 97 for 4 here. They are sitting. I don't watch the Ashes. I have enough trouble staying awake, even during ODIs as well. Says a BAL there, and also we have there. There's no point, brother. His brain can't even process your advice as well. Says a bash in there. And we do get quite a few spammers, but anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to hit that like button as well, because we are sitting on 92. Our like goal was to be able to hit the 100 before the end of the first innings, and we are certainly going very nicely. I'm like a post right now as well. Says that it was Paddy Wagon there. And at the jab, but now Alex Ross, he is going to be on strike once again. It will be Brody Couch bowling. He was able to pick up a wicket a little bit earlier on, and it was the big wicket of Alex Hales when he was able to get it. Now he has already bowled 2 overs, only going for 5 per over as well here. So Brody Couch definitely going to want to get the wicket of Alex Ross, because if Alex Ross goes out, there's probably about a 10% chance that the Sydney Thunder win this game. They're currently sitting 21. That's going to be well delivered by Brody Couch. Ended up hitting the ball into his pad there for Alex Ross, and it is once again going to be another dot ball. Very nicely bowled by the Melbourne Stars so far. If they go at 14 and over from here, they get 151 runs, and that still possibly wouldn't be enough to stop the Melbourne Stars from being able to chase it down. I think that Marcus Steiners at the top of the order just swings for this one. Like, at the end of the day, if he goes out, he goes out, but you might as well try and really set a good total there for them. That's a big shot from Alex Ross, striking it beautifully, trying to find the gap, but it's going to be cut off in the deep there for Larkin, and that is going to be kept to just the 2 runs once again. So that's the thing that's probably been lacking the most here for the Sydney Thunder, is the amount of boundaries they've got so far. They have been able to hit themselves 9 fours, 1 6. So when you add up that is actually not a lot of runs at all, to be fair for them. That is only sitting at around that 38 runs, and then the rest of their runs have come from singles, 2s, and 1-3 as well. They were able to get earlier on. Couch once again running, and it's the slow ball hit hard by Alex Ross, cut off in the deep though. once again doing nicely. And it was actually Hinchcliffe there who is out on the field. So I assume they made the change in the X Factor player if he is out there at the moment. And also the situation with Blades hasn't gotten better. Threatening to sue me for harassment when I actually did to him was nothing. I tried to make things go with him as well, says Darlow. So yeah, it's an unfortunate situation for yourself, but hopefully like you guys will be able to slightly like not end up communicating on this channel, but just kind of like both being in the chat without any problems. Opening up for it as well. Daniel Sams trying to hit that ball to the boundary once again. It's going to be just a single though. Couch being economical. And that has brought up the 100 though a little bit earlier on. So they are sitting now on 101 for 4 here. While the amount of Frost gets out, I'd say they'll send Ben Cutting in as well, says Robert. And that is a good point. And then you said earlier on, was it Zampa who was going to be able to get Ben Cutting out as the prediction? I saw that someone had that prediction anyway, that Ben Cutting would end up on his bike with Adam Zampa picking it up. Century Thunder as well there. And in the chat says Sebastian. And now it is once again. Oh, this looks bad. This looks bad for Ross. And I think he's just maybe hurt his knee or the ankle or something. He looks like he is not too flash at the moment there for Alex Ross. I think he twisted his ankle. And do the Sydney Thunder guys have all have part-time jobs as road maintenance workers as well there? It's a good question. But I think he's ended up, unfortunately, twisting his knee or something here, Alex Ross. Pretty much he does end up swinging. He loses his footing. It's hit him on the pad, or maybe on the side of the calf, actually, for that ball, which would not. Oh, yeah, it's right on the side of the kneecap. That will not be good for Alex Ross, and you can tell straight away that it was painful for him. Oh, and his ankle almost ended up twisting as well, correct as well, says Robert there. Yeah, so he might take a little while there, Alex Ross, but that was right in the side of the kneecap, something that you hate to see for a batsman. And I feel like the thing is, that feels terrible, but somewhere else that you definitely don't want to be hit is a little bit higher than that and in the middle. But Alex Ross at the moment just going to be shaking out that knee, trying to get the feeling back into the sweepologist. He needs his knees to be able to get down on one knee to be able to sweep. And also just in case he wants to get married a little bit later on in the night, who knows? Yeah, it's got there in the chat. Only issue I'm thinking with him is he is a mod as well. He will time me out just for talking as well. Hopefully it doesn't come to that in the situation, but we'll have to keep an eye on it as well. 43 dots so far for the Sydney Thunder in their bowling, or sorry, in their batting. 42 ones. Only the 10 boundaries, like I mentioned as well, though. But the fact that they've got 43 dots, that is 7 overs worth of dots that they have been able to have themselves so far by Alex Ross. He is going to be on strike. It looks like he is already. Moves up onto 40 off 36 at the moment here for a side. One more delivery left of the couch over. It's at hard there for Alex Ross once again, trying to pierce the gap. Just sits it to the man at deep fine leg. Or sorry, at deep mid wicket. And that is the end of the over. Another good economical over from Couch, only going for the 5. And now the score 102 for 4 after the 17 overs so far there. So they're doing nicely for themselves, the Melbourne Stars. They're actually making this maybe even tough for them to get to 130 here for the Thunder. Darlow, I will ask you nicely, keep the conversation sport related and leave that issue aside. Cheers as well, says Sebastian there in the chat as well. But yeah, at the moment, we did have a few predictions earlier on. I did predict 170. They're certainly not getting into that in this situation. We've got Siraj did actually predict 130. And then also we have got there 120 with Zampa to take the wicket of Cutting if it comes as well for Robert. And also Garav had the prediction of 130, 137 was the prediction of Sebastian as well. Yeah, if you guys haven't already, be sure to leave a like on this live stream. We are currently sitting on the like total of, we have got 101, so we've been able to do it. So anyone who hasn't already, be sure to also hit that like button. Let's see how far we can push it in terms of those likes on this live stream. Adam Zampa being brought back into the bowling attack. So if he can get Alex Ross out, who loves himself a sweep, how much will that be impacting the knee though? We need to get hit on the side of the kneecap. I feel like even like tapping yourself on the side of the kneecap with a pen does not feel too nice. Imagine that with just a hunk of cricket ball. Does that once again there, Alex Ross. I noticed he was stepping quite far away to leg, trying to free up that leg side. And that's once again going to be the single. Daniel Sams will now be on strike here. And cheers for the Century Legends as well in the chat. Says Sebastian there as well. And at the moment, it is going to be Daniel Sams will once again be on strike. He hasn't been able to find the boundary as of yet, but he certainly has got the barrel, like I mentioned. Or sorry, he's got 1-4 so far, I should say, with him sitting on 9 runs off 12. And also you can talk about hot dogs. That's because Hamish, right, foodie as well, says that BAL there. Yeah, we end up always talking about food on these live streams alongside the sport. But I guess they go hand in hand, don't they? Daniel Sams, he is at that one hard. That one's gone for 6 there. And just as I was saying, he hasn't hit himself too many boundaries as well. And also, I knew that the BBL streams would gather a decent crowd as well. Said Sebastian, yeah, they've been doing very well so far. They've done a lot better than I was expecting. Daniel Sams there, brilliant shot, and that gets 6 down the ground, 88 meters as well. And now at this stage, Adam Zampa, he has absolutely been smacked over his head for the 6 runs from Daniel Sams. How does he fire back now? It doesn't matter where you've got the field set when it does go 88 meters long as well. It wasn't just a high shot. It was just absolutely like a tracer bullet now. And that one down the ground once again there for Daniel Sams. That one goes along the ground though. And now we have got there the 6 with the lightning bolt as well. And now it is going to be Adam Zampa sitting on 22 runs so far off his overs. He hasn't actually been able to pick up too many wickets at all this year in the BBL so far. But he will certainly be wanting to get another one as well. And also we've got the mate sound, or what's your favourite sports food as well. Says BAO, and also your mate some good numbers as well. Says David there. Yeah, it has been impressive. The fact that we've got over 100 people listening pretty much a majority of the time for these live streams is absolutely awesome. Alex Ross just stepping across to the offside that time to try and catch up with that ball. Zampa currently sitting 17.4 overs down and 111 for 4 here for the Sydney Thunder. They do end up in the situation. I feel like they need just one more. That's one more. Dallo again. Not here, please, as well. Says Sebastian there in the chat. And now at that stage, it is going to be Adam Zampa. He has not been able to pick up a wicket yet. It's debatable whether or not they will actually let him bowl out here, Adam Zampa, which is something you don't really expect for the spinner. Daniel Sams has just hit that one, Miles, once again, and that's another 6. That's even longer than his last. Wicket will fall as well, says Krishnal there. And Daniel Sams, 2 6s in a row. I'm predicting below 130 as well, says Robert there. Now, Daniel Sams, he's moved them up onto 117 for 4. He just has so much power, Daniel Sams. He's got that one 94 meters. It's gone even further than the last by 6 meters. He just keeps on in the ball out, and Adam Zampa cannot afford to just throw it up there because Daniel Sams is loving it. It's going to give him almost the same one, and that's going to be the dot ball to close out the over. Expensive one from Zampa. Now sitting 117 for 4, and Daniel Sams, he wanted to hit that one to the boundary as well, sitting on 22 off 16 deliveries for himself there. Adam Zampa hitting it very long. A load of fries from Win Entertainment Centre as well there. See that Darlow there in the chat. A projected score at the moment, if they hit 14 and over from here, they get 145. And I feel like 14 and over from here is not completely undoable for them because of the fact that they have got Andre Russell now bowling. He's only gone for 5 runs per over, but when you've got Alex Ross sitting there on 43 runs, and also you have got at the other end Daniel Sams, who's just willing to hit that ball all the way to the boundary, I feel like you're certainly in that position of maybe being able to push for it as well. But that is a massive shot there from Daniel Sams, not quite taken in the crowd. And you could get hot dogs with pulled pork on them in the NFL games at Wembley as well, as if hot dogs needed extra meat as a topping as well. There's a BAL. Yeah, I guess here in New Zealand, like hot dogs, like we normally have slightly different hot dogs, I guess, because we've got it like battered and on a stick normally, or if you have a hot dog, you normally just have like ketchup or tomato sauce, as we like to call it, and also mustard as well. It's going to be the slower ball from Andre Russell. That's a big shot from Ross, and he hits it all the way now. Tell you what, this is looking like they're going to be pushing their way towards now a decent total here for the Sydney Thunder. 6 runs so far off Andre Russell off his very first delivery. Both of these men go bang. Alex Ross now gets his first 6 of the night. And how far has he hit that one? 89 meters. They're having a competition at the moment to see who can hit at 100 first between these two men at the crease, Daniel Sams and Alex Ross. And he moves up onto 49. Like I mentioned, one more run will give him the half century here. He swung hard. Oh, that's 6 more. He's not going to be stopping that one. And Alex Ross now, he brings up the 50 in style for himself. Alex Ross, 55 runs off the 41 deliveries. They are now really putting on a decent total shot as well, says Sebastian. Was indeed. How fast this one? 100 meters from Alex Ross. He's been able to hit it for it as well. And that's almost gone into the next stand up. And it was an absolutely huge shot there for Alex Ross there for the Sydney Thunder. And now they move up onto 129. This is a brilliant over. And the last one was brilliant as well. And this is actually putting them towards a chance of being able to possibly win this game. Alex Ross, he goes bang again. That's another 6 now, 3 in a row for Alex Ross. And Russell at the moment, he's actually normally the man who has hidden 3 6s in a row, not having 3 hit off his bowling. At the moment, the crowd are loving it. The Sydney Thunder now move themselves up to onto 135, and they have a 35% chance now of winning this one. That one went 84. That's still a long six, but it seems short compared to the 101. What a shot as well on century and meters. Bloody hell as well there. And now I can find my channel, but it doesn't appear first when I search for it as well. Says a rugby boy there, and what a shot as well in the chat. And now Andre Russell, he's not too happy about it as well, but I need to talk to Hamish somewhere. But we will talk about it probably. I guess Discord's the best way of doing it, just because we might as well keep it out of the public eye as well. Shot down the ground. Alex Ross gets himself another boundary there. And it is the fire emojis there in the chat from Paddy Wagon. He is on absolute fire at the moment. 22 runs off this over so far. They move up onto 139. This is all of a sudden making it a game, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Ross, he is on absolute fire at the moment. Lynette, 5 in a row before for the Heat as well. Says Robert, I believe, if I'm not wrong, Andre Russell hit 6 in a row in a Caribbean Premier League game. And now Alex Ross sitting on 65 not out. That is actually matching Daniel Sam's best total that he has got for himself, and this is what cricket is all about, big hits to wake up the old guts. We are trying to sleep, or the old guts who are trying to sleep in the stands as well. Says BAL, once again, it's hard by Alex Ross. This one is going to be cut off, though, and it is just going to be a single out to a deep mid-wicket. But now Daniel Sams, he's got one delivery left of the Andre Russell spell. Does he also go bang? I feel like he's got no option but to just absolutely swing for this one. 140 now the Thunder move up onto. And they have been able to go big here in the last 2 overs. Looking at the timeline for the last 2 overs here, we have got 1-6, 1-1-6 dot ball. This over 6-6-6-4-1. Daniel Sam's not quite able to connect with that one, and he turns him around. That it's just going to be the dot ball, and Daniel Sam's disappointed with the end of that over, but that is going to be 140 for 4 as well. And also, all right, I keep it on the Discord. And finally, thank you as well. Says Sebastian there, 150 predicting as well there. And you know, I don't know when to buy it down to you as well. Says David there, but the projected at the moment now for them, if they get 14 off this final over, they will move up onto 154, which is definitely, I would say, a defendable total on this wicket. It does look like there's a little bit of purchase in the surface for the spinners and also for the pace bowlers. And 155 for 4, says Novmum there. And Ross pissed on my prediction as well, says Sebastian there. He did indeed. He's been able to get himself up onto 66 off 44. It will be Brody Couch who will be bowling the final over. So it's quite interesting, you know, that Zampa's not having the best day when he isn't actually bowling out his 4 over. So instead, it will be now Brody Couch. He's only gone for 5 runs per over so far in this matchup, and he has also just got the 1 over left. He's been going for 5, and he got the wicket earlier on. They used to have a 6 for 6 competition in the Super League, but nobody ever managed it as well, says a BAL. Now, I mean, 6 sixes in a row is just absolutely incredible when you do get a chance. Boundaries now, they've had 6 sixes in this match. About 3 or 4 of those have come in the last couple overs as well. But Brody Couch now trying to get that line and length right. He did end up in that one hard. Alex Ross gets the edge, cutting it off beautifully in the deep. Andre Russell, the big man, still able to fly around the boundary, and he saved himself at least 1 run there. In fact, he saved 2 for the Melbourne Stars. And also we've got there, what's the Manzi Super League as well, or Mizanzi, hopefully I pronounced that not too badly in there as well. I'm not actually too sure what country that is for, that league. Do let us know, BAL. At the moment, 142 runs for 4 here for the Sydney Thunder. They have been looking sharp in the last few overs. Their economy rate up till that point, or their run rate, sorry, was actually only sitting way less. It was probably sitting around that 6. Now, once again, down the ground, Alex Ross, stand and deliver. And that is another 6 for him now. And that's almost bringing up the 150 here for them. 148 for the Sydney Thunder are sitting on in the South African-based version of the IPL or Big Bash as well, says BAL. And 189 is the highest score at the stadium of BBL as well, says Robert there. And I'll say, how did they get 140 as well? And at the moment, it seems like they're going to be getting themselves more than 140. And maybe even more than 150 as well. 80 meters down the ground to Alex Ross. I'm just trying to do the maths in my head. If he hits 4 more 6s, that gives him another 24 runs. He'd still be just short of the 100, unfortunately, for him. But it's looking like he might have the ability to. It's a slow ball, well bowled by Brody Couch. There we have got there who Aaron Finch play for in the BBL Hamish. He is at the Melbourne Renegades, but he is injured at the moment with a bit of a knee injury. I've actually put up something respectable as well. Says Taylor, yeah, 148 is definitely a good total on the surface with the way that they were going a little bit earlier on into the innings as well. We have got Andre with the Jamaican flags as well for Sebastian there, and also Stars are bad, just like England as well, says Amos Spencer there. But now it is going to be Alex Ross once again on strike here. He's sitting on 74 runs of 47 deliveries. Another 6 here could be the difference maker in this innings. Brody Couch pitches it up. It's going to be an edge there from Alex Ross. They do actually take the single there, and they are able to get through for the extra. Alex Ross, he didn't really want to be off strike, but Daniel Sams has decided that he has taken it. And those Renegades, he's injured as well. And there as well, Cecil Robert, and also we have got their High from Pro Gamers. Welcome into the live stream. I hope you are doing well. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is hugely appreciated, all the support you guys have been showing. We are currently sitting on 107 likes. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button. It had all the same international players too. So it's pretty darn good. It says BAL, is it still going? Or I guess it probably isn't going now, of course, but how long ago did it have the last time that they did play BAL? Do let me know, but 2 balls left of Brody Couch's final over. So I'm 1 for 24, already gone for 9 so far off the first 4 balls of this over. Daniel Sams there tries to hit it hard. He hasn't got all of it though, and it is going to be taken in the deep by Case Ahmed. And now Ross will be on strike for the final delivery of this one. Do you watch any other Europe or any of the Europe Super Rugby Cup as well? Says Hamish Spencer, not quite, unfortunately, because I was watching the Champions Cup all through the night for yesterday. And then my voice just didn't like me too much as well. Wicked as well, says Pro Gamers, it is indeed. And yeah, unfortunately for Daniel Sams, he is on his bike here. Alex Ross, he will have the final delivery of the match. So 1 run will give them 150. Any more than that, 155 would be absolutely phenomenal for them here as well. Are there any games on for it tonight, Hamish Spencer, or actually the night after? I will say, because I've got Champions Cup pretty much all through tonight as well. I missed out on quality rugby as well. Said it was Hamish Spencer there. At this stage, Ben Cutting will make his way to the crease. He is just out there to run between the wickets, unless, of course, there's a no ball or something along those lines. But Ben Cutting more than likely will just be probably supporting Alex Ross with a massive shot that he has got. And also, last one I watched was in 2019, but it was cancelled because of COVID as well. Said the BAL, but it was nicely taken there by Case Ahmed. And the deep Brody Couch picking up his 2nd wicket of the day. But it is going to be Alex Ross who will be on strike now. Ben Cutting warming up the legs, getting ready to run between the wickets. This is going to be possibly just a massive swing from Alex Ross here. Is he going to be able to hit it all the way? And can't wait till Super Rugby is back as well. Yeah, it is only a couple months away as well, which is going to be very exciting. Couch now. It's swung up by Alex Ross. Hit it out to the man of the deep Case Army. A little bit of a misfield though. So they are going to be going back for 2, and they have been able to do it there between the wickets. Good running by Alex Ross. That has probably hurt the knee as well, but that is going to be 151 for 5 in the end, the total as well. Who plays tomorrow morning for the Champions Cup? Says Adalo. So we have got the first game is Ospreys versus Sale Sharks, but we won't be able to cover that one on the channel, unfortunately, due to the voice. But the next game that we will be covering, it will be Wasps versus Munster at 4:15 a.m. New Zealand time, and Catstrays versus Harlequins at 6:30 for that one as well. And also we have got there, they didn't even bother moving it to Dubai like the Indian and surrounding countries did as well. Says a BAL, but now looking at the total that they have been able to set, 151. I'm going to look through and see if anyone got it completely right. Tell you what, Rastra wasn't too far away with 154 for 5. Also close in that regard, it was Novmum who did have 55 for 4 there. 154 was the prediction from Morcake. A lot of you guys were actually very close with your predictions. I was not as well, unfortunately for myself. I was a little bit too far away from it as well. But nonetheless, now we do have to wait and see whether or not the Melbourne Stars can try and chase this one down. Do you guys think they will be able to do it? Let me know in the chat. And also the next game is on the 15th as well. Tel Aviv versus the Heat. Or sorry, Tel Aviv Heat versus NS Insay SDM. Did you copy and paste it from the website, Hales? Because I remember you mentioned about the caps yesterday. However, it isn't caps. It was because you were copying and pasting it. So maybe I will try and check that one out as well on the 15th, because it's a midweek game by the looks of that. But anyone who is curious about who was able to get all the runs, Alex Ross, top scored for the Sydney Thunder, sitting on 77 runs of only 49 deliveries, 4 4s, 4 6s, strike rate of 157 for that man. Then looking through at the other batsmen who were able to slightly perform in this one, Alex Hales, 28 of 21 deliveries, who was able to get 4 4s, 1 6, but then he was, unfortunately for him, bowled or caught in behind from Brody Couch's bowling, who was also able to pick up the wicket of Daniel Sams, who was the 3rd highest run scorer with 22 of 18 as well. And yes, as well, and this is Amy Spencer there as well. I didn't get a chance to call my prediction as well, says BAL. So be sure to predict now How many runs do you think the Melbourne Stars will be able to get here? The idea of T20 format was a great idea to bring more fans to cricket as well. Exactly right. And it's one of those ones that, like, I guess as long as you're kind of shortening a long format of the game, it means that people can kind of get more invested. And as well, Novman gives excellent predictions each and every game as well. Says Sebastian there, and also we have got there, would you mind joining me in a video call while I'm at the bookies as well? Says Sebastian there, T20 got me as a fan, so it can't be all that bad as well. Says BAL there. And the chat, but at the moment, I will read through the Melbourne Stars. Their bowling attack, Nathan caught denial, ended up going for an economy of 7.75 per over, and he was in that position of getting 100, or sorry, not 100. He was in the position of going for 31 runs without picking up a single wicket. Zampa having an expensive day, actually the most expensive bowler out of anyone. 3 overs bowled for 29 runs there, and then it was Andre Russell going for 38 runs off his 4 overs, going for 9.5. And over there, but Case Ahmed, he bowled phenomenally, 17 runs for 2 off his 4-over spell, and then Maxwell also able to pick himself up a wicket. Brody Couch picking up 2 alongside it as well. I think we will lose as well, says Darlow there for the prediction. 152 for 5 as well, and yes, yes, the Stars will get it. Stoinis and Maxwell to get good scores as well there from Robert in the chat. And also, I don't know though yet, because I don't know who the team players are as well. So I guess this is a very good opportunity for you to be able to check it out in terms of who will be the players to watch for this season. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated. We're sitting on 113 likes at the moment. Our like goal is normally to chase down the total that the first team has set. So now in this one, we have to try and chase down 151 likes. Let's see how we can do it. Stars will chase the target down by the 19th. Or sorry, and the 18th over, in my opinion, as well. And hey, mate, I'm here till 10:50 as well, so you are here for another 5 minutes by the looks of it. But anyone who is going to be watching the Champions Cup, we are covering the game between the Wasps and Munster. That is going to be a game that does take place in the middle of the night, and also the game between Castries and Harlequins. We may be not as chatty for one of those ones, depending on whether or not the voice will continue to work. But we have got plenty more action coming for the BBL as well, because we have got the match tomorrow night. It is between the Melbourne Renegades and also the Brisbane Heat. So it should be a very exciting one. 15th over, we will get 151 likes as well. We have quality bowlers, though, in McAndrew and Sanger as well. Yeah, 2 underrated fast bowlers, I would say. Not too many people know those names, but they will be able to pick up wickets, hopefully, in this one for the Sydney Thunder, and this game could end up going down to the wire if that is the case. But those couple last big overs for the Sydney Thunder, I'm just going to quickly have a look on the kind of over by over and see where it was that it really changed. I believe it was about the 17th over that they were able to really go bang. I might go to bed at 12 a.m. since it's 2 days left as well. Says that James Gordon there, and also we have got there who's the Stars openers, and 3rd and 4th says BAL. So they are opening the batting more than likely with Marcus Stoinis and Joe Clark, who was the wicketkeeper for that first innings. Then Nick Larkin, and then Glenn Maxwell is going to be the captain, and he is number 4 for their batting lineup. So certainly a talented batting lineup for them, and that is not as good as it gets, because they've still got Hilton Cartwright, Bo Webster, Andre Russell, Nathan Court-Denial, who can also hit a long ball. Are you going to do more live stream later today? Have your voice not too bad, Hamish, as well, says Kevin. So the plan is to do the Wasps versus Munster game, and then also Castries versus Harlequins after that. But we were going to be doing the Sale Sharks versus Ospreys, but I think I'll take that one off just to try and regain some sort of vocal capabilities as well. Singer should get called up for the Australian T20 side. I think no bias as well. Says Adala down. What's the score? Says James Gordon. So at the moment, the chase for the Melbourne Stars, they are going to need to get 152 runs to win this one. Stoinis 40 runs. Why not as well there from Sebastian for the prediction and that one as well. But looking through at how the Sydney Thunder were able to turn this innings around, they had no chance of winning. I believe it was about 15% for them. But it is going to be interesting to see how this one does kind of end up changing as we go through this match, because after, where is it? Here we go. After 17 overs, they were sitting on 102 for 4. And then they got 15 runs, 23 runs, and 11 runs of their final 3 overs. Oh, pretty good lineup then as well, says BAL. Exactly right. The frog has gone out of your throat, Amish, as well. Says David, it sounds like it's trying to hop back in there now at the moment as well. The Kiwi lad, I am win as well. What I said, 160 to 165 under. You said 164 plus, 175 plus as well. Says Oliver there. Just Sean Whiteman, unfortunately, did end up getting that little edge in behind, which did not help him out too much in terms of the early stages of his innings. And then it was Jilks who was on his way. Brody Couch able to get the wicket of Alex Hales. That was a big one at the time, because Hales had already hit quite a few boundaries at that point of the innings, with him having 5 boundaries in total. Case Ahmed able to pick up another wicket for himself, and he was very economical for them as well. Hamish Baker-Sickie to not do the sale game as well. And there says Hamish Spencer, I could try and do it, but I feel like it would just sound rough pretty much, and then my voice might be completely gone for the Wasps versus Munster game a little bit after that. So I think, and also with the fact that after this game finishes, I'm probably going to cook some food. See how that goes. And also match prediction, please, as well. Says Dabashish. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I would say the Melbourne Stars, they've got a 70% chance of winning this game, and that is according to the live win probability. And I'll probably agree with that. Overall, I'd say that Marcus Stoinis, Glenn Maxwell, we've seen them get bowled out for 60, though. So it's an interesting one. We also got there. It's a wise idea skipping the Ospreys versus South Sharks game. I suggest eggs and honey in the absence of lollies as well. I'm joking. Have a break, mate, as well, says Hamish Spencer there as well. Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see how those two matches go for the Champions Cup. Like, even though I'm not doing the commentary for South Sharks versus Ospreys, I'm still going to be watching that game, seeing how it does go. And also we have got there and Tick as well from Emma Fisher, and also have a break, have a Kit Kat as well, says BAL. I mean, if anyone wants to send a Kit Kat my way, I would well and truly be thankful for it as well. Buy it with my own money as well. Says James Gordon, my friend wanted to get Rugby Challenge 4 so we can play it, something entertaining. So I asked my mum, but she said that it might be too much. So I thought of Rugby League Live 3, and she said yes. So I said, why can't I buy it with my own money as well? Says James Gordon there. But yeah, Rugby Challenge 4, it's an interesting game. Some people like it, some people hate it for that one as well. But it is one of those games that, other than the glitches, I don't mind it because it has got the updated sides and everything like that. A few players face scanned in the mix as well. Cricket 22, that is a game that I have bought recently. I haven't actually played it yet, though, and I am hoping to play it in a very short moment on the channel. But Alex Ross moving himself up onto 77 of 49. Like you can see there, the win probability at the moment is 70% here for the Melbourne Stars to be able to get the job done up against the Sydney Thunder. It's going to be tough, but with that opening batsman combination with Marcus Stoinis and Joe Clark, both normally go at a strike rate of around 130, 140, and that could definitely win them the game early on. The net run rate will be so important throughout this season because we've seen that the net run rate can actually determine where you are going to be finishing. So maybe they just go all out swinging in the early stages, try and really get that total on the board and see whether or not they can get themselves a nice early win up against the Sydney Thunder side. And that will make it 2 from 2 for the Sydney Thunder as well there, if they were able to do the job. But it will be interesting. I've got a Fanta ad, and I feel like that is weirdly ironic because of the fact that ever since we talked about Fanta on the live stream, I've probably drunk more Fanta than ever as well. So who knows, maybe we'll try and get a sponsorship one day for it as well. Well, we don't actually have Ospreys versus Sale over here. Instead, we have Connacht versus Francais as well. But we do have both ones you'll be streaming as well. Says Darlo there. And that's the other thing. Nadi Lamapo playing for Stade Francais. So be sure to check that out as well. I think I'm actually going to be watching both games at the same time to be able to see exactly what is happening for them, James. I would suggest saving up for Rugby 22 and the upcoming Rugby League Live 4. Although Rugby 22, from what I have heard, is not that different from what Rugby 20 was. Unfortunately, avoid fizzy drinks for the sore throat as well. Says Sebastian, and also so does Hamish. Now either have a huge marketing deal from Kit Kat or get sued by for copyright issues. Says BAL. That's a good question. Hopefully it is the first one, but we haven't been told about it yet if it is. And also, but it was connected to my dad's credit card. So he said that I can't get games till next year because he's got unconnect his credit card, and I'll get it when I get my credit card as well, says James Gordon there. Yeah, at the moment, Sydney Thunder, like I mentioned, they were actually sitting only around that 107 after 17 overs. So the fact that they are now sitting on 151 with Daniel Sams, and also it was Alex Ross, the sweepologist. He was sweeping a little bit, but he wasn't exactly just going for the sweep shots because he was hitting sixes, including one that went 100 meters. I said him and Sams were in a battle to see who could hit it for the 100 quicker, and it was in the end Alex Ross who was able to do so. But 4 fours, 4 sixes for himself as well. So it will be very interesting to see whether or not the Melbourne Stars can chase this one down. Well, no way, they are actually showing the games on KO. Are they actually? Or they are, wait, so they are showing the games on KO, or they're not showing the games on KO as well? Hamish, do let me know. And at the moment, we have got their KO as well, says Hamish Spencer. I actually do have a KO account, or I have access to a KO account. Because if you put in a VPN, it does actually work here in New Zealand. I can't have enough. I could have enough since I got 145 in my bank account as well. Says that James Gordon there. But yeah, I would definitely consider waiting till it's on special over Christmas if you were going to buy it, or waiting till it's on special when like Rugby 22 comes out, because I feel like Rugby Challenge will put the game on special. Do I stay awake or sleep as well? Says Hamish Spencer there. Oh, that's a good question. Depends on how closely you do follow those sides. I would recommend sleep at some stage with the day-night test coming up for the Ashes, but then saying that, I guess they kind of are at decent hours in Australia, aren't they? Kind of 3 to 11 or something like that. But it is up to you whether or not you do want to stay awake for it. Always wonder why the French embrace football and rugby and not cricket. So do they have the Challenge Cup as well? Hamish Spencer, for the rugby, is it? That we are talking about, or is it the cricket? Yeah, it's on KO because it's on BN as well, and I support Sydney Thunder as well. So this thing, do you think they will be able to get the win? Do let me know. Ever wondered why the French embrace rugby and football but not cricket as well? Says a BAO. I guess that's a good question. Why they haven't got a French cricket team that I know of. I've had my parents back. If I do get it with theirs as well, says that James Gordon. And now the Sydney Thunder, they are going to be fielding in this one. They need to make sure they pick up early wickets. It is the only way that they will be able to win this game. Brendan Julian and also Mark Waugh all on the commentary side. I love the fact that they have got the ex-cricketers there. And also Callum Ferguson has been lurking around after not playing for the Sydney Thunder anymore. We have got to get more games on being as well. And also they are showing Wasps versus Munster and Connacht versus Stade Francais as well. And I don't think we will win as well, says Darlow there. It's going to be a tough one for the Sydney Thunder. A 31% chance of them being able to go on to win this game. But Marcus Stoinis, the big Stein, he's got himself a nice orange bat. I do see this year. I believe last year he was using the green one, more than likely Gray Nichols Max. I think he did have himself. He might have the Ultra now. That's about him and Joe Clark are the two men who are opening the batting here for the Melbourne Stars. Can they get the job done? Can they chase down the Stuttle as well? They are also showing Castros versus Harlequins as well. Says Hamish Spencer, was just pretty awesome. Although the good thing with KO is they actually do show the replays, don't they? If I'm not wrong. So you will be able to catch a replay if you did end up missing any of those games live as well. But the Sydney Thunder, they have got an important job to do here. They've got Sanger in the bowling attack. Also, they have got Chris Green might be a key for them in this one as well, because he is going to have to make sure that he is economical. And I got to go. I'll see you later tomorrow and Tuesday as well, says James Gordon. We will see you later on, mate. Enjoy the last couple of days of school. There you've got yourself. The Dutch are about the only Europeans who embrace cricket as well. And they are actually going to be playing in New Zealand, the Netherlands, up against New Zealand, which will be pretty awesome to see. I'm not watching the replay if that as well, says Hamish Spencer. And also the way I look at it as 8 times 20 as 8 and a half and halfway between a run and over and 10 runs and over as well, says Darlow. So pretty much after the 10 overs to get the bash boost point, which in that case, it's pretty much you got to try and chase down the total that the other team did have after the 10. They need 59 runs in their first 10 overs. And I'll go to sleep and wake up at 1 a.m. as well, says Hamish Spencer there. So that is commitment, mate. I do respect that big time, with the fact that you will be up and ready to go for the early morning matches of the Champions Cup. There are plenty of them on runner ball as well there. And a chat from Darlow about Daniel Sands will be opening the bowling. He will definitely be hoping he doesn't go for as many runs as he was able to get off the bat. But so far in his BBL career, he's only got himself around that 58 runs here for Joe Clark. He is new to the Melbourne Stars. He is from England and is a very talented batsman. And Deba Marcus Stoinis here, we know what that man can do. He has got power for days. Doesn't really have to swing very hard to be able to make it way or make the ball go all the way to the boundary. Tell you what, we will ask the question, ladies and gentlemen, actually, now that I think about it, how many boundaries do we think they will be able to get? In fact, how many sixes? We did see 7 sixes from the Melbourne Stars, from the Sydney Thunder. Will we see more than 7 sixes from the Melbourne Stars here? Daniel Sams bowling it, pitched up, and Marcus Stein is just in it straight to the man at cover, looking like he's swinging hard at it. I'm a Worcester fan. I don't really follow any of the other teams as well, says Hamish Spencer. And also we have got there, if I had a rugby team, I'd call it the rolled up newspapers and create a bit of rivalry with the Wasps, as us, says BAL as well. That's could happen one day. Who knows? If you become a big sponsor of a rugby team, maybe you'll be allowed to change their name. Maybe you change Newcastle Falcons to the rolled up newspapers as well. I don't know how the locals would feel about that. But now Steiner's going to be on strike once again. It's pitched up nicely, hit down the ground from Steiner's, but straight to the man, Chris Green, who was there at mid-on. We have got their high as well, says Varesh. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are on the road at the moment to 10,000 subscribers, and we are getting close to being O'Donnell plays for Connacht, doesn't he, as well, says Darlow. I believe so, but I could be wrong there. And the Dutch have a habit of hovering over the periphony of Anglosphere sport. Those are fancy words from yourself, Mark. That is for sure. I'll be honest, I don't know what either of those words are. And also don't change us to the rolled up newspapers as well. Daniel Sands there just bowling a dead ball. Steiners at the moment, I believe there was a little bit of movement around the sight screen. Daniel Sands at the moment, he's got the mustache ugly. The first cricket international was between England and France. The French team was completely or mostly composed as England's the English ambassadorial staff as well. Mostly composed, of that side. But now it is going to be Steiners here so far. Face two deliveries, hasn't hit the ball away to the boundary yet, but he won't be too far away. Another dot ball there, fielded by Cummings. Cutting at point of that cut shot as well. I feel like that's the perfect place to put Ben Cutting, is in that kind of cut shot cover for himself as well. And Hales got the spat there. I think the Stars will get 7 6s too. As I used to live in Newcastle, and they only use a newspaper to wipe their ass. And I plan to make a Harlequins fencing club as well, says Mark there. It'd be a decent idea. We've had fencing here before. And I know that it was relatively popular in the small town. That's going to be up in the air from Marcus Steiners. He has been able to lob the field, though, and I believe they will be getting back for the 2 runs for Steiners, but it was almost a little bit risky from Stein the first time that he has tried to hit the ball in the air, and it could have been fallen not too safe as well. And also, I missed all the games last night because I thought I couldn't watch them as well. Says Amish Spencer there, and also 147 for 3. Says no, Mum, and tell you what, you were very close with your prediction for the Sydney Thunder, so I feel like it is a decent shout as well from yourself there. At the moment, Steiners, he is sitting on 2 off 4. Sam's only going for the 2 runs so far off his first over. Was the golden cap a couple of years ago for the amount of wickets he was able to take. That's a bit of space, and Steiners glides it out to backward point, and that is going to be the the first boundary. And why is not it on? As well, says Blake King, I assume that's why is it not on, and pretty much it is because of copyright. If we were to show any match footage or audio, we would end up probably getting sued, unfortunately, but we are allowed to do the commentary. But the highlights of this game will be on cricket.com.au on their YouTube channel after the match is finished, if you do want to check it out. The first international cricket game was actually USA versus Canada, as well, says BAL there. Isn't it interesting how it kind of changes in terms of it was USA versus Canada, but now neither of those sides are really known for their cricket as well. It's going to be glided there by Steiners once again, going through to the boundary. That is the end of the first over, and that is going to now be the score of 10 for none here off the very first over. There was 14 scored in the first over actually for the Sydney Thunder as well. So I guess it is going to be a frantic start, and I want the Thunder to win for my birthday as well, says Starlux. Happy birthday, mate, if it is today or if it is tomorrow. So I hope you do have a good birthday there. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are back tomorrow with the Melbourne Renegades. They are going to be taking on the Brisbane Heat in what should be a very exciting contest. 7.47 is the required run rate here for the Melbourne Stars to be able to get the job done up against this tough Sydney Thunder. So we have got there, Darlo. How old are you as well? Or how old are you tuning? I assume that will be as well. But Sandhu now going to be in this bowling attack. Gurinder Sandhu, very talented with the ball in hand, can also change up the pace very deceptively for himself, and it could be one of the keys. And that Sydney Thunder bowling lineup, they need early wickets, and the Waimiri Bennetts will join Super Rugby in 2024 as well there. Says Sebastian also we have got there, it's tomorrow, midnight as well. Says Darlo, but Sandhu now, bit of swing there on offer for him. Gone straight to the man at cover, but that is looking very good early on from Sandhu. It shows that maybe he might be able to get a few edges off the bat as well. I can't wait for Super Rugby events, Super Rugby and Six Nations as well, says One Punch Man. Yeah, they're going to be pretty awesome, and they are only around 2 months away from starting up. Thanks for the birthday wishes, mate, as well. And to be fair, I would rather listen to Hamish than watch it on TV as well, says Kevin there. And apparently baseball was either to transport around North America, so it took over instead, or was easier, to transport around America. Yeah, I guess, because that's the thing. Some of those stadiums would have been built. What were the stadiums? Did they have any stadiums in America that were actually built for something else before baseball did end up going in there? I'm turning 14, Amish Spencer as well. Sees Darlo there on the chat. But it is kind of cool learning the backstories of these different sports in terms of where they came from. I know that rugby was actually someone playing football, but then they ended up picking up the ball and running with it, and then that is kind of how it developed there. But Clark now once again going to be on strike, tries to whip it off the legs, and they do run the quick single, and now Steiners is going to be on strike. So far, Sandhu, though, only going for the 1 over. Also, only going for the 1 run. Drink lemon. Honey, Kiwi lads, it helps with the throat as well. There's One Punch Man. I think I might have to, because at the moment, it seems like my voice just does not like me today. So we have actually got a lemon tree. So perhaps that could be a good shout to be able to get a lemon and also some honey. Does it have to be warm or can it just be a cold drink? I don't actually really have honey too often as well. I'll go on you, mate, as well. And the chat says Hamish Spencer there. And now Sundu is there as well. And also all they needed was a cornfield to play baseball as well. It says a BAL there. And also I used to be a fairly handy epi-fencer as well. I can't really afford it anymore as well, says Mark Morris. Epi-fencer. What is an epi-fencer? Do let me know, because I know like as in like fencing, like just plain old fencing, but I don't know what epi, that side of it is. So do let me know. Nice bit of swing there once again for Sandu. He has been able to pierce the gap there for Marcus Steiners, and they will be getting back once again for the 2 runs between the wickets. Steiners having to run a little bit harder there to make sure that he just scamper back between the wickets. Thanks for the happy birthday wishes, mate, as well to Hamish Spencer from Darlow. So they will need 59 runs off the first 10 overs if they do want to receive that bash boost point, which will not be too hard, I wouldn't think, with the way that they have started out. I used to be a foil fencer as well. There's a BAL there. Happy birthday, Darlow. Don't let any bully get to you, and you're a good human being. God bless you as well. Says that it was one punch man. Our Steiners once again is going to be on strike. He has already hit himself 1 boundary into this match, or actually, sorry, 2 boundaries. A little bit of swing available still for Sandu, and whipped off the legs for Steiners once again here. Do they get back for the 2? Yes, they do. Good running between the wickets. That will end out the second over, and now the score is going to be sitting on 15 for none here for the Melbourne Stars. Steiners going to be on strike for the next over, possibly only a couple balls, because Clark, he is still on the mark, or he is still going to be on strike for that one as well. Hello as well, says Greg. Welcome into the live stream, mate. If you're wondering why my voice sounds absolutely terrible, I've been talking way too much in the last little while. How are you as well? Doing well, thank you, mate. I hope you are doing well as well. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Our current likes are sitting on 129. Our like goal by the end of this live stream is to chase down the Sydney Thunder's total. And there's actually still 1 delivery left of that over, I just realised. And that is going to be the over. That one was not called a wide. So now it is going to be Clark who will have the strike for the 3rd over of it. I gave up because I hated the new fencing instructor, because he was also my English teacher as well. Says BBL and A, just ignore them, mate. I don't react to them as well, says Hamish Spencer there. And also, so basically in BBL, you can lose a couple games and still catch up as well. And also to them. And also we have got their thanks, mate. Says Darlow there in the chat. And now Joe Clark at the moment. But yeah, pretty much the BBL, it runs for that long. We've got 61 matches. So each team do get plenty of opportunities to be able to catch up. Like the Melbourne Renegades, last year there was no chance for them to be able to catch up just because they were too far behind. But this year they've already got themselves a win under their belt. But Steiners there, he is looking like he is definitely going to be one of those guys who might be able to change the game. He was extremely close to stepping on his stumps there for Marcus Steiners, which would be a big mistake from us all. Hi in the chat from Def and Breeze. Welcome back to the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well. Do you think that the Melbourne Stars will be able to chase it down? Nathan McAndrew here. His best is actually 3 for 41. I feel like he's definitely got the potential of getting that 3 wickets for less than 40 runs off him in this innings as well. But 31 required off 108 here for them to be able to win. That's the first of 3 that he will need, and that is going to be Clark on his way now. And you can catch up in any T20 tournament though as well. Says a BAO, and yes, in there and a wicket as well, says MD. And it is Joe Clark. He has gone for the duck, and Nathan McAndrew off to a brilliant start here for him as well. I almost feel like I sound like the receptionist from Monsters Inc. at the moment, Lizowski, but that is going to be a nicely bold delivery from McAndrew to get that edge on the outside for Joe Clark to be on his way as well. At 2.1 overs down, and that is going to now be Joe Clark out of 4 deliveries as well, gone for the duck and now making his way to the crease. More than likely, they will send out either Maxwell or they will send out Larkin to try and turn around this power play for their side. I'm looking out for it. Who is it going to be? That is the big question. I believe it is Larkin who they have decided to go with. And also we have got that we'll be live for the Wasps versus Munster game. I will indeed. We are going live for that one. And also Castres versus Harlequins is the other one there. And how is your day as well? 13 days till Christmas. It says a Welsh Rugby Samurai there as well. Oh, yeah, got how has your day been? It's been pretty good so far. It's been relatively quiet, but it's been decent overall. And also we have got there RF is heading ahead of both of me. And Hamish as well says BAL there. So yeah, anyone who is just a little bit ahead of me, please do not spoil when the wickets do take place. Running between the wickets, Larkin very quickly between the two, but the power, reliability, and match winner are all sitting at 3 bars I'm wondering how they have done that system as well. We always got that we need the wicket of Stein to get next, as Maxi should be number 4 as well. Nice bit of swing available for McAndrew. Pitching the ball up. Nicely, good to know as well, says Craig. So, yeah, I hope you are doing well, mate. We have got the game tomorrow for the Renegades taking on the Heat. What should be a pretty awesome game to watch as well. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are sitting on 129. We're trying to chase down the total of 151. Clark the Duckling as well there, says Sebastian there in the chat. Yeah, he is having a little bit of a rough start, you could say, for his batting performance at the Melbourne Stars. But you'd also say behind the stumps, he's been pretty solid for himself, and not the Ospreys versus Hales Sharks. That's going to be close to a wicket. No, not giving out. McAndrew thought he almost had 2 and 2 there. But Nathan McAndrew in the crowd are not too happy with that one as well. And my kids can have apples for Xmas. No idea what to buy them as well, says Nuv. It is always tough to work it out, definitely with like technology. Or I think that could have been out. I think it could have been out. They haven't even seen in terms of the ball tracking yet, but that could have been definitely out for that one of McAndrew. But yeah, it's very tough to decide what to buy someone for Christmas. Like, I've got one of my 2 parents worked out in terms of what I'm going to get them for Christmas, but I haven't quite worked out for the other one yet at this stage. And also, so not the Ospreys versus the Sharks. Yeah, unfortunately, my voice, I don't think will last for another 6 hours, 4 hours, though. We're going to push it and see whether or not we can do it for it. And now McAndrew is sitting 1 from 1 at the moment. I'm hoping that that wasn't a wicket, to be honest, as it would have been Stein and Maxi as well. Yeah, that is going to be an awesome one. I might have duck for my Christmas dinner as well as this BAL there. I think we have got a ham. A ham, get him a toy. We'll get them a toy as well, says Hamish Spencer. What toys, what do people like these days? Because I know when I was a child, which isn't actually that long ago, of course, but we used to have, what do we have? Hot Wheels cars. They used to be pretty popular as well. And just tell me they've been bad and give me a piece of coal, or give them a piece of coal, says BAL. I see bowled by McAndrew outside of the off stump. I think they all think that that's the end of the over, but there is still one more delivery left. McAndrew at the moment sitting 1 for 1. V-Bucks as well. Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone plays Fortnite now, don't they? Or it could have ended up in the leg stump. It was hitting it about halfway across, so it could have gone either way in that decision. And I don't think either side would have complained too much about it there. But McAndrew, he is bowling very nicely ham-ish as well. Says that BAL. I guess you could say that. A slight ham. We have got ourselves, and also a turkey. Oh, no, we don't actually have a ham. We've got a turkey instead, actually. Steiner's in the ball in the air. It is going to be falling safe, though. And it is going to be in the gap for at least 2 runs here for Marcus Steiners, maybe even 3. No, they just take the 2, and that is going to be the end of the over. 18 for 1 here after the 3. I'm not even bothering about the surprise gift for my parents. We'll go online and order what they want, and I'll just pay for it as well. Says a bet, and then also, I don't play Fortnite. I only play sports games as well. Says Darley C. I don't think I've played Fortnite for a very long time as well. Me and Isaac, right back when the game came out, we actually played it on that PC in the background that isn't actually there because this is a green screen now, but there's a PC behind this one, and it's kind of like a real old one, and it just didn't run smoothly. Same Darlow as well, says Robert there. Neither of my kids play Fortnite. My 14-year-old can't stand the game as well, says Nov Mum. And also, if Steiner stays in the Stars, should win as well. And remember the good days when box cars were fun as well. His name is Spencer, the good old days, eh? Back when technology, like, that's the thing. All the kids nowadays are just like this, you know? Whereas, like, in the olden days, or even just like 10 years ago, you actually had to go out and talk to people, which is unheard of now. Like, I'm talking to myself inside of my house. How, like, explaining that to someone 10 years ago, people would be like, what are you doing? And now when I explain it to people, they're like, what are you doing? You know, I haven't played Fortnite for 2 weeks as well, says BAO, and I always tell people that I want for Christmas, so I don't have to pretend to like what they brought me as well. Nicely played there by Larkin, whips it away, and down to fine leg. That is going to be the 4 runs. There have been a few weeks since you've played on the gaming channel as well, says Craig. That is true. Unfortunately, we've had a few quiet ones in a row, and that was because my Xbox was away getting fixed as it did blow up, unfortunately, the other day. But the gaming channel is coming back very soon. We have actually got a few videos planned, including Dead by Daylight. If you guys know that game, it is going to be very fun. And also, we have got there, I grew up with ABC kids and actual toys, and our kids have technology, so sad as well. And I talk to people as well, says Darla there. Not one single American has ever got my Fortnite 2-week joke. As well, says BAL. I haven't played Fortnite for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Haven't played Fortnite. I feel like that is once again going over my head. I know that Johnny Blaze kept on trying to say that he had a number of skins on Fortnite, and it was 4. So if you put those 2 together, you can understand where he's gone from there. And also, we have got that true, but most YouTube, watch YouTube or Twitch as well. Says it Robert Miller there. And the chat, yeah. So I guess that's the thing. Without kids on technology, maybe our channel won't have the success that it does have. And now it is going to be Sandhu once again with the dot ball. Nicely bowled. He has gone for 8 runs so far. Sandhu to Larkin. He actually scores 42 runs off 23 balls. He's got an extremely good strike rate up against Sandhu for Larkin. And also we have got to remember Prank Patrol as well. Says Adalo, Prank Patrol. I want to say yes, but I'm not too sure. Unfortunately, I feel like I remember some of those like real old YouTube channels who no longer kind of do it. Sandhu, a little bit of swing available, and that is going to be once again the dot ball. Prank Patrol was pretty good as well, and a fortnight means 2 weeks. Brennan, I see it now. I feel like that makes me seem like I am on the same wavelength as the Americans that you try and tell that joke to as well, and it's an Australian kid show as well. Says Hamish Spencer. I feel like most Australian shows that you guys had, we got as well over here, just because we pretty much just copied the Australians for the TV programs that were on in terms of Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, all those ones as well. Now Sandhu once again bowling it nicely. That's going to be once again another dot ball. Good over so far from Sandhu. Only the one delivery left, and if they can get out of this one without going for another run, they will be pretty happy with it. 59 is the bash boost total that they are trying to defend here for the Sydney Thunder. If they do get 59, the Melbourne Stars, they get the bash boost point, and that would be very nice for them indeed. Now that I think about it, what Australian or New Zealand shows? I don't think there are any New Zealand cartoon, or like not cartoons, but like any New Zealand shows that I can remember that they showed. We always had the American ones, and also, no, just the American ones. I was going to say we also had the British ones, but I don't think we had too many of them either. Got a nice swing and delivery there for Sanu, and that is going to be, oh, that's harsh. He's called it as a wide. Studio 3 was actually pretty good too. I was livid when they announced ABC 3 was ending, as well says Darlow. That one, it's pretty unlucky there for Sandhu. Definitely with the swing that was on offer. So it's continued to swing, which is why the umpire called it a wide. It shouldn't have been a wide, though, unfortunately, for Sandhu. I feel a little bit hard done by that one. Larkin now sitting on 5 runs off 8 deliveries. Nice pitched up delivery. Whips it off the legs there for Larkin. And they are going to be getting the single. That closes out the 4th over of the match now. 24 for 1. They are sitting on a hop off for about. I'll be back around 10th over. Be sure to like and subscribe, people, as well. Sets up action. We will see you a little bit later on, mate. Skippy and Prisoner Cell, a block H, are all I remember as well. Sets up BAL, but they're doing very nicely here at the moment. 128 for 96. And Shortland Street was a New Zealand TV show. As I says, Robert, that is true. We have got Shortland Street. What else have we got? That is kind of, or more the kids side of it, I was thinking of. Because I don't think we really have too many kids shows. Listen to you commentating and watching the game on the TV as well, says Craig. So hopefully I'm not too far either behind or in front for you, mate. And I grew up with ABC 3. We had shows like Total Drama Island, Stoked, Wiggles, and Prank Patrol, etc. as well. Wiggles was a great show. As well, Skippy was so good I missed it as well, says Hamish Spencer. Also good, I missed it as well. Scooby-Doo was one that I always used to watch. I've realized this is 2 live streams in a row that somehow we've ended up talking about kids' TV shows. Like we did it on the rugby one last night at about 6:30 a.m. The Flying Doctors and the Sullivans too as well. Says a BAL there, but now Ben Cutting will be bowling this over. The power play is over, and they have only got themselves a total of 6 runs per over here. This game, 64% chance for the Melbourne Stars to win it. It's still going to be relatively close. Wickets, please, as well, says the Lax man there. And also, I remember TDI, Wiggles, Prank Patrol, and also Skippy. And that's as well on 16. As well, says Darlow Fansport, but at the moment, I believe he has just got himself a new bat, I believe, for Larkin as well. Also, Almost Naked Animals and Operation Ouch as well, says Darlow there in the chat. And also, you need to watch Skippy. It's a show for everyone as well. His name has spent time. So it is on YouTube. That's going to be the wicket there for Larkin. And he is gone, and Ben Cutting picks up the early wicket now for the Sydney Thunder. That is their 2nd wicket lost. And now I'm looking at the live win probability. 55% chance for the Stars to win it from here. So it does seem like maybe could be a big change, but Maxwell will be at the crease now. He will be alongside Marcus Stoinis. This is going to be the big combo for them. They've got Hilton Cartwright, who will be making his way to the crease after this partnership is ended. But Larkin there, he has gone 6 runs off 11 deliveries, and now they are sitting 3 for 24 now at the moment, and now it is also going to be for anyone who is new. Be sure to hit that like button. We are sitting on 132 likes on this live stream. I'm doing very nicely. Oh, sorry, 2 down for 24. It's going to be the Bush Kangaroo. It's called as well. And I'll be back later as well, says Betty Wagon. And did Larkin's bat break? I believe it did, and then he switched to another one. What a wicket as well, says Craig. And I did watch High Five, but that's because the Oriental looking girl was so hot as well. Says that BAL there. But Maxwell now at the crease alongside the two other power hitters. Like, that's the thing. They've got Marcus Stoinis at the crease. They've got Maxwell, and then they've got Cartwright as the next man who will make his way out there. So this is the big partnership here. He's a match winner. He's a powerful man, and he runs hard between the wickets for Glenn Maxwell. It's on at 5 a.m. on Channel 7 Sunday mornings as well. There's Robert Miller there, and MD is in the chat once again. Welcome back to the live stream, mate. Do let me know who you think is going to be winning this game. Can the Melbourne Stars still do it, even though they've lost their two early wickets in Joe Clark and also Nick Larkin? But now Ben Cutting here sitting 1 wicket, 0 runs off him. Maxwell hits that one down the ground, and that is just going to be sitting at the dot. Oh, yeah, the Paul Hogan show, and Norman Gunston too. And then MD has once again got a few more letters there in the chat, but 128 required from 94 deliveries here for the Melbourne Stars. They were able to get themselves the win in the last time that these two sides played. It was a close game. Skippy as well there. And the chat says Hamish Spencer. And now Ben Cutting here certainly got the experience. Now, that's the thing. I believe he was at the Brisbane Heat a couple of seasons ago. They decided that he no longer was needed there. So he did end up signing for the Thunder, and he's been looking pretty good ever since. Now hit down the ground there for Glenn Maxwell. And they do end up getting themselves the single. So here's off the mark. McIver as well, says Don Bum there. And also, yeah, Hamish says a Robert there in the chat as well. But the next three to bat, Hilton Cartwright, Andre Russell, and Bo Webster. So that's not exactly a bad lineup to have here. Nathan Courtenay can also hit an extremely long ball when he does need to, but Cutting ended up bowling that one nicely. Almost might have been a cutter there for him as well. McAndrew taking the catch. So Cutting is sitting 1 for 1 alongside McAndrew, who is also sitting around that same mark. And so he had a very good first over as well. Have you watched Fast and Furious, Hamish, as well? I haven't actually seen any of the Fast and Furious movies. Nice shot there from Stoinis. A little bit of a misfield there from the Thunder, and they just take the single to close out that over. Almost off Cutting. He has got one delivery left. I just recognize the Swiss female skier by the shape of her. This is BAL. I mean, I want to say that's impressive in some regards, and also correct. He was at the Heat till McCullum left as well. Says Robert there, and also we have got there. Well, next Sunday I'm waking up at 5 a.m. as well, says Hamish Spencer there. But currently, 55% chance for the Melbourne Stars to be able to win this game. They need to go at 8.31 and over. Glenn Maxwell there trying to hit it to the league side, and he does connect nicely just for the single, and that is going to be the end of the 5th over now. 27 for 2 here. They are sitting as well. So it's a 50-50 one, because they are going to need a total at this stage. They will need 59 runs after the first 10 overs. So they're not actually halfway there yet, you'd say. That's good. So it will be very interesting to see whether or not it does lead to them being able to get themselves in a position to win it as well. Check the TV guide as well. Hamish Spencer, it's on at 7 or 9 or 10 as well. And what time is the next live stream, says Craig? So the next one that we are going to be covering on the channel, it will be sitting at 4:10 or so a.m. that we will be coming live for the Munster versus Wasps game, which should be a very exciting one. But yeah, pretty much we're at a random hour tonight with 4:15. That is kickoff, and then it is also going to be the game straight after that at 6:30. It's the next one that we are covering on the channel. But now it is going to be Sanger, the youngster. 18 matches, 24 wickets he has been able to take for himself. His best bowling figures, sitting 4 for 14. We're going to win this as well there. Says Darlow Fan Sport. 125 needed off 90 deliveries, 8.33 runs per over. Wickets, please, as well, says Lexman. Of course, I watch female skiers for their skiing ability as well. Says that BAL there in the chat as well. But now it is going to be Maxwell, who is going to be on strike up against Sanger. Big swing of the bat down the ground, and it's going to be not carrying to the man who is in the deep. Alex Hales just going to be kept to the single. Maxwell looking like he's going to be playing aggressive though, and something that we know from the last match was actually Maxwell was out from Singer. He played the reverse shot, tried to hit it with the kind of switch hit, then ended up getting clean bowled for that one. But now Stoinis, he is sitting at the moment on 17 off 12. They've got a few men back in the field. Marcus Stoinis, they're saying Singer to Maxwell, 1 wicket, 12 runs as well for Singer and Maxwell's combo. Now Stoinis just plays the block. There's no hurry at the moment for the Melbourne Stars, but they certainly can't take their foot completely off the gas pedal here. They need to keep on ticking over. Singer can take 4 wickets today as well. I feel like that's a decent shout. He has been bowling very nicely recently. That was almost going to be 1, but good shot out there through the cover region for Stoinis. Does give himself just another single once again. So the run rate, it's sitting at the moment at 8.48 runs per over that they will be requiring. slowly creeping up there just a little bit more. It will be interesting to see whether or not that gets to above 10 before we reach the power surge, which I think the Melbourne Stars would be smart to take pretty much straight away if they've got two-step batsmen. Maxwell, once again, it's a straight into the hands. Oh, I believe that's actually Jono Cook out there, who might have made his way out onto the field. Does he get go hunting outside sometimes, Hamish, as well? So he's given, he does, although he is quite old. So unfortunately for him, like, he tries to go hunting, he watches a bird, and then he takes a step, and then the bird just flies away, and then he kind of looks back at the house as if to say, why'd that happen? So then we feed him because we feel bad. That's an interesting shot there from Glenn Maxwell. Almost ended up just trying to hit it straight behind him, and they are going to get through for the two. And the Stars could win this. Where do they move up on the ladder if they win? I will quickly get that table up for you guys so you know exactly where they will be sitting, because I know the Sydney Thunder at the moment, they are sitting pretty decently, I believe. Oh, actually, no, sorry. They lost their first game up against the Melbourne Stars. So the Stars are sitting in 7th at the moment. With the win here alongside the Bash Boost point, they will actually move themselves right up onto the same points as the Stars and the Scorchers in first. Whereas if the Thunder win this game, all they need to do is win it. They can even win it without the Bash Boost point, and they will take first place. Overall, 2 runs by Glenn Maxwell, as well says Craig, it was indeed. And that is now going to be the end of the 6th over, 32 for 2 here for the Melbourne Stars. And also, I did it again. I know exactly who the next skier was before they even announced the name as well. There's a BAL there. So I guess you are a bit of a wizard when it comes to being able to recognize those skiers, mate. But anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are going to be back every single day with the BBL that it is on. We're sitting on 133 likes as well. We're trying to chase down the total that the Sydney Thunder set. So we're trying to hit 152 likes before the end of this live stream. The power surge, they are probably going to take it, I'd like to think, relatively early here for the for the Melbourne Stars. There's no point risking it in this situation. Wickets, please, as well, says a Luxman there. And now Nathan McAndrew is going to be bowling once again. Had a very good first over. Was able to pick up the wicket of Joe Clark when he was just on the none. And also 27 more runs needed off 24 balls to get themselves the Bash Boost point. So that will be the first goal for the Melbourne Stars. And Glenn Maxwell, he only needs one over to really change this game around. He's just edged it down to the third man. Once again, going to be the single. If we lose, don't know how as well. Says Darlow, and also, yeah, for sure, Robert, I will as well, says Amish Spencer. So it seems like Skippy the kangaroo, is it shown here in New Zealand as well? Or Skippy the bush kangaroo, sorry. Is he the same one on Skippy's cornflakes? Do let me know, Amish Spencer. I assume that it would be. Maybe that is where it kind of came from. But Steiners is going to be on strike, sitting on 18 of 14 deliveries. Now 6.1 overs, down 33 for 2 here for the Melbourne Stars. And McAndrew, he has been bowling very well. Mentioned that maybe he was going to be able to get a new best. He needs 3 wickets, and he also needs to somehow go for less than 41 runs, which at the moment seems very likely for him. Whipped off the legs of Steiners once again, and that is just going to be the single for them as well. Okay, I'm going to pretend it's because I recognize the ski suit colors, not the physical attributes as well. And 119 runs are needed by the Stars. That's Craig, exactly right. Sitting 118 runs off 82 balls, so they will need a current run rate per over of 8.63 to be able to get the job done. Not sure Skippy was made in the 60s as well, says Amish Spencer there. So I guess it is one of those ones that maybe it's similar for the Skippy's cornflakes. It's going to be out in the air there from Glenn Maxwell. He didn't really look like he even swung hard at it, and it has gone all the way for the 6 as well for Glenn Maxwell. Very good time to do it as well. We have got there Doo-Doo and the Janet, my favourite skier. It just crashed badly as well, says BAL. Hopefully she is all right. Do let us know whether or not she is, but that is going to be the 6 of Nathan McAndrew. He didn't really get that one in the right spot. Just put it as the half volley. Glenn Maxwell, he hardly even swung through for it and still hit at 80 metres. That just tells you how much timing and power that Glenn Maxwell has when he does have the ball in hand. He literally just whips it off the side, and it did go all the way for the 6 runs. The first 6 of the day for the Melbourne Stars. Anyone who hasn't predicted already, do let us know whether or not the Melbourne Stars are going to get more 6s than the Sydney Thunder, who were able to get themselves 7. And also we've got their wickets, please, as well, says the Lax man. Yeah, they will need a couple more here, the Sydney Thunder, if they want any chance of being able to win this one. I would say for them to win this game, they need to get rid of Maxwell, and they need to get rid of Steiners as well. And even debatably, you'd say Hilton Cartwright's got to go as well in that kind of mix. But 6.4 overs down at the moment, 41 for 2 here for the Melbourne Stars. They're almost getting to the stage how the Bash Boost point, they need 18 runs off 20 deliveries. I feel like that is going to be doable for them from here on out. But Nathan McAndrew now bowling to Marcus Steiners, receives the short ball and is able to pull shot it away for just a single. Once again, not looking good. They have the emergency helicopter out already as well, says BAL. That does not sound good at all. IQ lads, have been a while as well, says Batman. Welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well and I hope you are excited for the Champions Cup rugby that we have got on later on. I can't even change. I said, even can I change my prediction though as well? Says that it was Darlow Fan Sport. At the moment, we will have to wait and see how it does go. The Sydney Thunder, this is the second time that they are taking on the Melbourne Stars. These two sides played only a couple of days ago. That game went down to the final over, and it was Adam Zampa who was able to save the day for the Stars. In the final moments, Maxwell swings hard. He's hit it high. This is going to be a chance here in the deep, and it's going to be dropped. And unfortunately, it is Alex Hales with the one-handed catching attempt. Hasn't been able to take the wicket of Maxwell. That could be a game changer right there for the Sydney Thunder. You need to catch Maxwell. If he hits it in the air and you put him down, that could be the difference. I assume the shake of the head there was a no as well. And I hope we have got the BAL. Is everything okay as well? It says Batman there, 108 runs needed of 78 balls. And Maxwell has just been dropped to close out the seventh over. 44 for 2 here. They do need 59 in the next 3 overs, I should say, like 59 in total. So they need another 15 off 18 deliveries for them to be able to get that bash boost point, which they are heavily trying to get themselves here as well. I'll mention once again, anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are covering the Champions Cup a little bit later on tonight with the Wasps taking on Munster, and then the other game is going to be the matchup that has taken place between Castres and the Harlequins as well. But in the end, Alex Hales, he actually misread that one. He did go for it with one hand, and then after that, they did decide that they would go with the 2 hands as well for that one. We have got there now. They suspended the race as well, says BAL, so that does not sound good. And also, hopefully she is all right in that regard. But now Steinus will be on strike here up against Ben Cutting. Slow ball there down the ground. Good shot from Stein using all of the power in his arms and is able to hit it down the ground. And that brings up 48 runs now for the Melbourne Stars. So they are certainly looking like they're going to be able to get that bash boost point. Another situation here, Skippy cornflakes are based off Skippy as well, says Amish Spencer there. But yeah, we do have Skippy's cornflakes here in New Zealand. Very nice. Put a bit of milk on them, a little bit of sugar, and you are going to the races. But now at the moment, that one raced away to the boundary for Marcus Stoinis. Now 48 off 2. They are sitting on Ben Cutting. Didn't quite get that one right. Yes, no is the call there at the crease, and that is going to be the dot ball once again here. So Cutting, he's going to have to find a way of getting one of these 2 men out at the moment. 69% chance. 29% chance, 69% chance that the Melbourne Stars win this game from here. And they are looking decent as well. They get it, Amish, because during innings break, I told you they, for the prediction, Maxwell and Steinus will get good scores as well, says Robert. You did indeed. And that one is going to be the short ball by Cutting, and it's gone straight to the man. A deep square leg in Sandu. And now it looks like they are saying the surface is looking like there's a little bit of purchase in it for maybe more the pace bowlers than the spinners as well, I would say, overall. And Skippy cornflakes are made from Skippy's dead skin flakes as well, says BAL. I feel like I'll never be able to eat cornflakes again now after having that vision in my head. And Ben Cutting at the moment, it's actually very similar. The Thunder were sitting 3 down for 48, and the Stars are sitting 2 down for 49 here. Ben Cutting, slower ball shot down the ground from Maxwell. Only just missed the wickets, but that is the same kind of shot as Marcus Stoinis was able to do for a little bit earlier on in the over, and that is going to be another 4 runs for them. They still need another 6 runs here off the next 2.5 overs to be able to chase down that bash boost total, so they are certainly going towards it, and they only need 8 runs per over to be able to win this game from here on out. Brilliant shot there from Maxwell, just times it. It was a half volley. Kiwi lad Hamish. My prediction is Sydney Thunder will win. He said 70% chance. Melbourne Stars as well, says Lila. Now it is 79% chance. Big shot down the ground from Maxwell. Strikes it again. That's another 4 runs for Maxi. Swinging hard at the ball and is getting rewarded with plenty of runs for himself as well. 57 for 2 here for the Melbourne Stars. Still 1 more ball left of the Ben Cutting over, and he has already gone for the 16 runs. Just Maxwell strong down the ground, keeps on going. Ben Cutting stuff does as well, says Adalo. Yeah, it is a relatively expensive over now. He was able to pick up that early wicket of Nick Larkin last over, but now you cannot pitch it up to Glenn Maxwell or else he will punish them. And they have now put mid-off back, I believe, by the sounds of it. It's Ben Cutting going in the same spot. He does the shorter ball. Maxwell strikes it well, and it does go straight out to the man at deep mid-wicket. That will end out the over, and 58 for 2 here are the Melbourne Stars. So now they just need the 1 run to get that bash boost point. They are tied at the moment for it. They have 14 balls to get 1 run here to be able to get themselves that 1 extra point back in the 8th over. What a legend as well, says Sebastian there for Max. And also we have got that if they ever have Skippy hot dogs or nuggets, just run for your lives as well, says BAL there. Yeah, I'm not sure whether or not I would trust those ones. That is for sure. But we're sitting on 136. So we are actually only a total of 16 away from hitting our light goal in terms of being able to chase down the Sydney Thunder. Everyone who hasn't already, be sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We've got Champions Cup action taking place a little bit later on for the rugby. And also, we are doing the game tomorrow between the Brisbane Heat and the Melbourne Renegades, which should be a very exciting one. But the Bash Boost point at the moment, they need one run of 12 deliveries for them to be able to receive that one, the Melbourne Stars, which does mean even though they receive that point, the Sydney Thunder can still take first place if they do end up winning this game here. We need the wicket of Stein, I believe, as well, says Darlow, definitely. And they also needed to take that catch of Maxwell. We need to hit it in the air. That's going to be a big swing of the bat for Glenn Maxwell. And they have decided that they do not want to run there as well. He tried to put everything but the kitchen sink behind that one, Glenn Maxwell. Just absolutely huge swing, I should say. Sanger actually was able to pick up the wicket of Glenn Maxwell last match when he did try a switch hit. Does he try it again? It's been put up there, and Maxwell just hits it straight through the line over the boundary rope, and that is 6 more runs for Glenn Maxwell. He moves up now onto 28 off 16, and the Melbourne Stars do receive the Big Bash boost point. And you're a fan of a particular BBL team as well, says Fergus. I'm a fan of pretty much, I would say, every single team in the competition. I'm probably a little bit more likely to support the Sixers or the Stars, I think, are the two sides who are slightly more up there. But other than that, like, I'm pretty impartial being from New Zealand, so I don't really have a favourite team. But do let me know, Fergus, who do you support in the BBL? Hit down the ground there for Glenn Maxwell, and that is going to be the single once again. So being able to bring up the Bash boost point, they need 87 runs from 69 balls now to be able to get themselves to win 7.57 and over from here on out. And we need to remember they still have themselves a power surge that they will be able to take later on. Steiner's now trying to have a swing of the bat. It's going to be falling just short of the man at deep mid wicket there for Nathan McAndrew. It is just going to be the single once again here. But Billings behind the stumps. He's going to have to make sure that any little opportunity for a stumping or also maybe a little edge off the bat he needs to take as well. The Stars and the Heat as well. Says Robert there. And also, do you like army games or sports games as well? Says Kevin, I probably spend more time playing sports games than army games. I haven't really played COD in recent history, I don't believe, since about COD Ghosts, I think was the last one that I really played. And can you support the Melbourne Stars if you ever pick a team? Please not the Sixers as well, says Adale there as well. Oh, of course, because you're from Sydney, aren't you? So you go for the Sydney Thunder rather than the Sydney Sixers. So I guess there is that rivalry, and that game has taken place on Boxing Day as well. We will be covering that on the channel. Nice bit of spin there for Sanger, and that will close out his second over. 9 overs down, and it is 67 for 2 here for the Melbourne Stars. The Thunder at this point, they were sitting 15 runs or so behind, only sitting on 3 off 54, or 54 runs off 3 wickets as well, I should say. But yeah, anyone who's new, be sure to hit that subscribe button on my voice. I will mention it doesn't normally sound like this. It is just because we have done that many games of the KFC Big Bash that it has decided that it doesn't really like me, unfortunately. But we have still got 2 more live streams later on tonight where it will be 2 matchups, and it will be a very interesting one to see how it does go. But Maxwell currently sitting on 30 runs off 18 deliveries. Stoinis sitting on 26 off 21 deliveries. The ski race has been restarted, so that's kind of a good start as well. Says that it was BAL, so yeah, hopefully she is all right in regard, and hopefully it isn't anything too serious. Although if they had the emergency helicopter, that sounds like it's not too great in regards of her health. But 65 matches here for Chris Green, 46 wickets. He is the captain at the moment of the Sydney Thunder until Usman Khawaja does return after playing for Australia A. Going to be hit down the ground for Maxwell, and once again, just keeps that stride ticking over. They've hit 2 sixes so far. Can't wait to smash the sixes in the Sydney Smash. I got it wrong about the Stars first, though, as well. As well, says Darlow there. So, yeah, that's going to be a good matchup. And I believe the next derby we get to see is on about the 3rd of January, and that is Melbourne Stars taking on the Melbourne Renegades. We're talking about the 2 sides from the same region of Australia. Oh, the voice is struggling. Now, Chris Green cuts it away. Deep point is going to be receiving that one in the deep. And it was actually Gilks who didn't really perform too well with the bat in hand, unfortunately, from 83 runs now of 64 balls will be required. Are you going to do the Winter Olympics next year? As well, says Batman, I might consider having a wee look at it. Anyone who is new, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. We are actually going to be covering a few more other sports. Switch hits there from Glenn Maxwell. He's got all of that one, almost bouncing all the way, or not bouncing before the rope, but it is just going to be the 4 runs for Glenn Maxwell. He did the switch hit, and he was able to nail it as well. Who's every team's main rival as well, says Darlow. That's a good question. I feel like or I know Sydney Thunder, Sydney Sixers, and Melbourne Renegades, Melbourne Stars, you'd say is the big rivalry. Who would you say? Maybe I want to say Perth versus Brisbane Heat, but I feel like that's just because I'm thinking of two other teams. And then LA Strikers, Hobart Hurricanes, maybe. I guess will be the other one there. We have got IPL in the chat as well. Welcome into the live stream. I hope you're doing well. And this fine day that we have got ourselves here. So in 12 degrees, partly cloudy, and a moderator as well, says Amy Spencer. I miss them. Sounds like a broken limb if they've lifted her already away. And also, if it had been an injury, she'd still be there as well for the head injury. We will quickly put the user on the timeout. I'm not too sure whether or not anyone else had already done it, but I have just done it there just in case. But now 9.4 overs down at the moment. 75 for 2 here for them. And Maxwell and Steiners, I believe that is the 50-run partnership that they have been able to bring up there. Still needing 7.45 and over here. The later stages, but 51 runs off 32 balls. They are certainly going well. The big Stein and a Maxi. Now it is going to be Maxwell once again on strike to Chris Green. Decides to just whip it away to the leg side. This could actually end up being 2, depending on whether or not he is judging. And Daniel Sands keeps it to 1. Good fielding there and good take by Sam Billings. A little bit of skill shown there by the Englishman to be able to take that one-handed and slot it down onto the stumps. I pray that horse will be okay as well. Says the Batman there. And also we have got there. I love the Winter Olympics. It's my favorite sport event by a mile as well. Says the BAL there. And also I wonder if they are real people as well. Says Amish Spencer there in the chat as well. As in for like the spammers, I assume that is, or whether they're just like computer generated. I feel like there is a way probably of writing a program. There's a little chip there almost taken by Chris Green for the caught and bowl, but just a little bit too wide of him. And that's going to be the end of the 10th over now. And the score is going to be 77 for 2 there. And also probably a bot as well, says Robert. Yeah, so they probably don't really have real feelings, unfortunately. And it's probably just they're going through every single live stream that they can find and just spamming it as well. I wonder if anyone's ever rung them. I think that's a better question as well. Whether or not they have ever gotten a phone call from anyone that they have been trying to ring up or trying to get to ring them up, I should say. At the moment, we have just got a little bit of a drinks break happening near Derby, or next Derby would be a Boxing Day then, or would be Boxing Day as well, says Darla. Yeah, it is going to be indeed. And we are going to be covering a little bit of the Boxing Day test match as well on the channel. So anyone who is new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're sitting on 11 runs short of our light goal, or 11 light short, I guess you should say. And yeah, most likely as well, says Hamish Spencer there. And the chat, we are seeing whether or not we can chase down the Sydney Thunder's total. They got 151. We're aiming for 152, and we are sitting on 141 at the moment. So if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that like button. It is hugely appreciated. Also, hit that subscribe button. We are going to be back every single day. You get spammers from Southeast Asia, Kiwi lads as well. Says that Batman there. And also, you heard that IPL. You have no soul as well. Says that Bastion there. And people who run them are dogs as well. Says Amish Spencer. And I have Eurosport now. So I'll get to watch every Winter Olympics that I want to see. And hello, dude. Says I'm a Yank there in the chat as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well. Who do you think will be able to win this match? Is it going to be the Melbourne Stars, or will it be the Sydney Thunder? At the moment, the Melbourne Stars have an 87% chance of winning this one. Will you cover the Sydney Smash as well, says Dalla? We'll be covering that game between Sydney Sixers and also the Sydney Thunder. So be sure to stick around for that one, because it should be, it's one of those ones. The derbies are always a lot of fun. That's why Super Rugby have decided to really concentrate on the derbies this year for Super Rugby Pacific, to try and really, I guess you could say, get it so that the kind of heated rivalry start to build as well. He's doing all BBL games as well, says Robert. We are indeed, as many of them as physically possible. Anyway, hopefully the voice does stick around for them all, and we are also going to be covering some of the Ashes in the near future as well. So be sure to stick around for those ones. And also we have got their cigar and the Jazz said hello as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well, and I hope you are excited for the rest of this game. 7.5 runs per over here required for the Melbourne Stars to be able to get themselves a victory. 75 runs of 60 balls here is the amount that is going to be on the kind of cards as well. We always got their time in the chat. Said cigar. And also I got 7+ for the Winter Olympics as well. I just got 7+ for the Winter Olympics, says Darlow. Because when does the Winter Olympics start? Do let me know. Thunder will win. Sam's is back in with some overs at the Deaf and McAndrew as well. Stadium is big too as well. So that is a very decent shout. Sam's going for 10 off his first over, but normally does pick himself up at least 1 or 2 wickets per innings. And he has also got that slow ball with the Yorker. And I'll try to stick to routine Amish, I guess. Or do you try to stick to routine Amish? I guess difficult as well, says Kevin. It does depend on the amount of sports that we have got there. Trying to glide it down to third man there, Steiners, but it is cut off by cutting. Kiwi lads in 2 months as well, says the Batman there. And if Steiners and Maxwell stay in, we should win this. And also so many of the Skippy Cast members have passed as well, says Amish Spencer. So that is not great news there. But pretty much for our sleep schedule. It's pretty much we sleep during the day and then we end up live streaming during the night. And we have been almost on a little bit of a continuous schedule of going to bed at about 12 as in lunchtime, and then waking up at around 8 and getting ready for our next live stream. Slow ball there from Daniel Sams. Has missed that one though. So it is now going to be hit down the ground, and Stoinis has got himself once again another single. Winter Olympics starts 4th of February as well. And Thunder in the chat says MD for who is going to be able to win this game. So they are going to have to fight hard. 15% chance at the moment of the Cindy Thunder being able to win this game, and the Melbourne Stars sitting with an 85% win chance on the mirror as well. And February 4th, I think it starts as well, says BAL. So what sports are you guys the most keen on in terms of watching for the Winter Olympics? If I was going to cover it on the channel, do let me know. But now at this stage, they don't really need to be in any hurry here for the Melbourne Stars. Like, they're ticking along nicely. They still only need 57, or they've still got 57 balls left, I should say. And they only need another 73 runs, another single hit there out to deep cover. They're just rotating the strike. They've still got the power surge, and I would recommend taking it extremely soon. You've got two set batsmen in Maxwell and Stoinis. The last thing you want is to lose a wicket there. Ice hockey as well. Says Darlow there in Vancouver had the best Olympics in 2010 as well. Says the Batman there, but they're showing Adam Zampa at the moment. He's just staring straight down the soul of the camera. And we always got there. How many sports can we pick as well, says Darlow. I mean, I will try and cover as many of them as I can on the channel while the voice is still working, because I believe it will be finished just before Super Rugby, more than likely, if I'm not wrong. They're just checking that one for the no ball of Daniel Sams, and it should have been. So does that mean that it is going to be? Yes, it is a free hit here. And I tell you what, you don't want to be giving away free hits when you got Marcus Stoinis on strike. The umpire at the moment just cutting off Daniel Sams, and they're just waiting for the field to be set. I think they did try and change where they were as well. We haven't got their Socky was the best, because it was the first time they had the slope style as well, says BAL, and Socky was good as well, says Batman in the chat as well. See, I feel like I probably haven't watched the Winter Olympics as much as I should, because we don't really follow it as much as kind of the Summer Olympics, I guess you could say over here. There's 7 sports, so if we're picking our favourite, is that top 3 as well, says Dalla. I guess you could go for the top 3 as well. No boundary at the 3 out as well, says Manapak. Oh, sorry, that wasn't quite the name. It is Mayank. And that was just kept to the single in the deep singer with a good throw in as well. Now at this stage, there are a total of 3 deliveries left in this one. And Putin spent $50 billion on the Socky Olympics as well. I feel like I pronounced it wrong. Don't know. Ice hockey at the Winter Olympics is a class event, as well, says Sebastian. So perhaps we could try and cover that one on the Kiwi Lad Sport, which is the pinned comment for anyone who does want to check it out, as we are on the road at the moment to 1,000 subscribers over there. So if you do want to help us out, please do. I'm back, says Betty Wagon. Welcome back, mate. Daniel Sams now once again bowling on the body of Maxwell. He hits it down the ground for a single down to long on once again, but there's no real, I guess you could say there's no real hurry at the moment in the batting style of the Melbourne Stars. They're just ticking along. They're going, we should be able to do this relatively easy. We need 7.5 and over, and we certainly have the ability. Ice hockey, skiing, and curling as well, says Adala there. I've actually been curling. It's quite a bit of fun when you are actually on the ice trying to do the sweeping alongside getting that weight right for it as well. But it looks like Marcus Stoinis, he has certainly got a decent-sized bat in his hand by the looks of it. And this ball might be dispatched to the boundary, perhaps. No, he ends up mishitting it, and it does literally go about 10 metres. But that is going to be the second last ball of this over. 10 dots so far for Stoinis. 10 ones as well. 4 2s and then 3 4s he has been able to himself. So he hasn't actually got it all the way to the boundary for 6 yet, but Maxwell has done that twice for the chase. So only needing the 70 runs. They're halfway there at the moment for the Melbourne Stars, and I will fail miserably. I'll probably slide to the end of the rink while curling as well, says it was Darlow. Although they do give you shoes that are like very good, but like stopping you from slipping too much. It's going to be a good shot from Stoinis down the ground. Just going to be the single, though, I believe. Chris Green cutting it off. And that is going to be the end of the Daniel Sams over. Now for 16 off his first 2s. Yes, Sebastian, Kiwi Lads, I agree. Ice hockey, it's great. You should watch a film called Miracle on Ice. That was about USA ice hockey team beating all the odds to beat the mighty Soviet Union in 1980 as well. Might have to give it a look. I will actually mark that one with a star so that I can go back to it a little bit later on. Anyone remember the Canada versus USA final at Vancouver 2010? It was given as a work-free day in both countries so that both nations could watch ping pong as well. And the chat says Sebastian there, and even if you're not great at ice skating as well, says Darlow. But yeah, it is pretty much the case of like, I can't ice skate to say myself, watch the Mighty Ducks as well. Says Darlow, and curling is just crown green bowls for Penguins as well. Says a BAL. They are showing then the Maxwell boundaries. Anytime it is in the slot, he is able to put the power on, and Sanger now once again is going to be bowling to Steiner. 69 runs required off 54 deliveries. They have not taken the power surge yet. That was a great game as well, says Batman there. But yeah, they absolutely love their ice hockey in Canada and the US. Of course, the NHL, very popular one as well. I know it's going to be just a dot ball. Once again, Prime 7 just pooped itself as well, says Harvey Brown. So it has ended up going, were they kind of free to air on Prime? I believe Prime is free, isn't it? So has it just ended up technical difficulties type thing? It sounds like it's going pretty similar to my voice in regards to the fact that it's not quite going too well out there in the deep. Marcus Steiner has gone out there, and Sanger has been able to take the wicket. 12 runs he has gone for so far, but 1 wicket he has been able to get there too. Plus 2 boundaries in the next couple overs as well. There says Mayank, my voice decided that it really didn't like me there. But Steiner's hit it long, and USA have not won a gold since 1980 as well. And yes, says Darlow, it was Daniel Sams. He was fired up to be able to take that catch. And now 14% chance of the Sydney Thunder being able to win this game from here. Actually, it's gone up to 22, and in the Olympics as well, says Batman there. But Marcus Steiner's out 31 runs off 30 deliveries. Now it's going to be Hilton Cartwright, and you wonder whether or not the power surge, once again, I mentioned it, you lose your wickets in that middle section, and that can really cost you. I want to watch the game, but it's not working as well, says Harvey Brown. So hopefully it does end up getting sorted back out. If you do want to see the highlights of the game, it will be on cricket.com.au. Their YouTube channel will be there. They've actually sent out Andre Russell rather than Hilton Cartwright. So they sent out the big man to have a few deliveries to face and then probably take the power surge. My prediction was 40 for Steiner. So you went a mile off there for that one with 31 runs off 30 balls as well. But yeah, anyone who is wondering, my voice sounds like this, unfortunately, because I have been talking so much with the commentary that we have done in the last little while that it has decided that it no longer likes me. But Andre Russell now for the Melbourne Stars, definitely a talented player. Best of 46, can hit a long ball, and also has a very good strike rate when he is on strike for these games as well. But he is not out here at the moment, Andre, with the Jamaican flags there. And ice hockey is another sport the British invented that we aren't good at as well, says a BAO. And also you got KO, says Robert there. Sanger there, Maxwell. That's gone straight up in the air. This could be 2 from 2 here for Sanger, who's going to be able to take it. It is 2 from 2, and Maxwell now loses his wicket as well. This game is changing here, and Sanger able to pick up both big wickets, 2 in a row. First of all, it was Steiner, then it was Maxwell, and now this game is well and truly rotated in favour of the Sydney Thunder. It was a brilliant one for Sanger. And Glenn Maxwell is not too happy about it as well. It ended up going straight up. And then from there, it went straight down. And they are just showing the replay multiple times. It was taken beautifully in the deep by Ben Cutting. He knows how much that one man as well. And saying it needs to get called up into the Australia T20 team because he's literally just got the wicket of Maxi and Stein as well, says Darlow. Brilliantly done by that man. And Glenn Maxwell now out for 40 of 25 deliveries. Now the Melbourne Stars, they have only got a 57% chance of winning this one. Game over for Melbourne. As well as Shakib has said there, Maxi gone, and the New Zealand ice hockey team is called the Ice Blacks as well, says Batman. I didn't actually know we had an ice hockey team, to be honest. I know that we've got a couple field hockey teams for the men's and the women's. Now this stage, Cartwright and also Russell. It is going to be Andre Russell on strike for the hat-trick ball of the youngster Sanger. Can he pick up the hat-trick here? It would be very impressive if he was able to do so. But Hilton Cartwright at the moment, his strike rate of 118. This game, it just shows how quickly a couple of balls can change a game of cricket. And now it's 2 batsmen who haven't faced a single delivery at the crease. Sanger with the hat-trick ball. Where does he go with this one? I feel like it's going to be on the stumps. All right, as well. Andre Russell. He's never seen Sanger before as a bowler. But he is going to be possibly still trying to have a bit of a swing at his outside of the off stump, and he hits it straight to the man at cover. Did that touch the ground as well? Says Darlow there. Did that touch the ground? Says Darlow. As in, what are we talking? Darlow, do let me know. And now there's going to be 69 runs off 50 balls. A little bit of spin there on offer, and that is going to be a brilliant over so far from Sanger. We saw Case Ahmed bowling brilliantly with his leg spin. Both of these guys are bowling phenomenally at the moment. And Andre Russell, 0 off 2 balls so far. He doesn't like sitting back and waiting. And he has done it there. That is the end of the over. Did it bounce before it was caught as well? It was on the full for Maxi's one, definitely. And then Steiner, I believe it was also a good catch for, in the end, it was Steiner as well. We're just going to be able to a quick look here. No, it was fine for, Daniel Sands was able to take it fine. So there was no bounce Well, those two as well. And then cutting, he was able to take the catch of Glenn Maxwell, an important one, but Sanger able to pick up two crucial wickets there for the Sydney Thunder. And at that one, and they are looking definitely more dangerous now. Nathan McAndrew being brought back into the bowling attack. Cartwright has not faced the delivery yet. And the big thing is the power surge. How different could it have been if they took it just a little bit earlier? Now their run rate that they do require has gone right up to 8.6. So it's already grown, and because the rust ball looked like it was caught as well. Says that Darlow, no, I believe it did bounce in that regard. And also up to Thunder, says Jamie X and the chat as well. And at the moment, it's looking like they're doing decently. They're the Sydney Thunder first yawn of the day as well. Says Batman, there's another one. We got another one that did decide to bob its head around Cartwright now. Handing it out through cover. It's a nice shot, and it will be kept to just a single. Andre Russell back on strike now. Now, this man doesn't like dot balls unless he's bowling them. He doesn't like having to just stay at the same end and not hit the ball to the boundary. We should win from here as well. It's getting close to 50-50 at the moment. Andre Russell or Cartwright is definitely the next big wicket. Stoinis and Maxwell fell consecutively, just like Root and Milan as well there. Says Sebastian also clapped the Thunder. Says a BAL. McAndrew at the moment sitting on one wicket, 15 runs. He has been able to get off his bowling. Andre Russell can certainly turn that into the 20s easily if he does end up striking the ball nice. But if he ends up losing his wicket, perhaps it will be the Melbourne Stars who will be losing this game. But more than likely, Andre Russell, what does he do? Here he goes, bang! And that one's gone miles for Andre Russell, and he is at that one into the crowd for 6 runs as well. Brilliant shot from the big man. Like I mentioned, he doesn't like dot balls. He just wants to hit it all the way for 6. Hasn't even hit a 4 yet. And it's something that was the 4th ball he's faced. And he just absolutely spanked it down the ground there, Andre Russell. How far did that one go? It went 95 meters, I think. I do think Cindy is going to win Amish as well. And also, bang, as I says, Paddy Wagon there. Big shot from the big man, Andre Russell, 95 meters. Looks at that one and goes, went all right, didn't it? Now he is ready to go once again, but McAndrew, the pressure is back on him to try and put it in the right spot. They need now only 8.09 runs per over. They've still got the power surge as well in a very short moment that they will be taken. At the moment, Nathan McAndrew just trying to reset his field for this one. So far, there's been 3 sixes for the Melbourne Stars. I don't think they're going to get as many as the Sydney Thunder were able to get themselves, but I think they will still be able to go up relatively decently in this one. I don't know whether to be concerned or not as our Super Rugby or at our Super Rugby draw as we have Crusaders early as well, says Adalo. I mean, anyone who's got the Crusaders at any time of the season, I feel like you're probably, to be fair, having the Crusaders early is probably better than having them late because they haven't really had enough time to read gel. That's going to be nicely played by Russell. Whips it off the leg, and they do just take the single there. Cartwright here is once again, I'm getting a lot of tongue rolls today. I don't know why for my R's, because I said Andre Russell, also Hilton Cartwright as well seems to be happening. But the Thunder at this point were 20 runs behind. They were sitting on 71 for 4. So they had also lost their 4 wickets at that point in time. But I will mention anyone who's new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like. We are currently sitting on 150. We're trying to chase down the total with the Sydney Thunder. So we are 2 runs short of being able to get there. Also, 62% of you have said that the Thunder will be able to win this game. It is going to be hit straight to the man at cover there for Hilton Cartwright. So once again, another dot ball. Very nicely done. But also anyone who does want to check out the Kiwi Lad Sport, we are going to be covering plenty more sports over on that one. It is the pinned comment, so be sure to check that out as well. McAndrew here just trying to close out his over without going for another boundary would be pretty useful for them as well. But they need 61 runs now of 43 balls to be able to win this game here for the Melbourne Stars. But Nathan McAndrew, a lot of pressure back on him at the moment. They've had 34 dot balls for the Melbourne Stars. So this game, oh, he's just missed that one, but that's going away to the boundary. Unfortunately, not what they wanted. It was buys, and expensive buys at that. And now it does move up onto 95 runs for the Stars. That's the worst feeling when you do end up getting that ball straight through the batsman. He ends up missing it, and then from there, it just took off on Billings. It late swung away from him. I don't know what this does. It ends up just well and truly going away from Billings. He missed that one, and it was going to be the 4 runs off that as well for the buys, and Nathan McAndrew not too happy about that one as well. But Cartwright, one more delivery left off this over, and it is going to be a hit to the leg side. It's gone up very high. It's going in the air. Is it going to be a catching opportunity? No, it does fall short, And that is going to be just the 2 runs to finish off that over there. Hilton Cartwright still at the crease alongside the big man Andre Russell. We're going to lose as well there. Says Dalo, I told you 2 boundaries as well. Says it Payank there. And the Jets, you were able to get it right. They currently need the run rate of 7.86 here if they do want a chance of being able to win this game. 55 runs from 42, and they will receive the full 4 points if they were able to get themselves the win there. But currently, they are way ahead of what the Sydney Thunder were at this point in time. They both actually lost wickets in the 5th over and the 12th over. Funny enough, it did end up in that same kind of position. But from here, it was all up for the Sydney Thunder. They were able to have 3 very impressive final overs, and I'm liking this from the Melbourne Stars. They are now taking the power play, but we've seen in the past, power plays can end up costing you a little bit. If you do end up taking them at the wrong time, you can lose wickets, and then it gives the momentum back to the other side. Italy have 6 of the top 7 places in the world, women's slalom race as well, so very impressive there for Italy. It's a slalom, it's slalom, isn't it? If I'm not wrong, is that the one? Which one's the one now you like climb up the hill with your pegs in the ground, or like those sticks? You know, the one how they go like this with the skis and they just keep on going up the hills like that and they stick to the track. What one's that? As I've done a Russell wicket, badly needed as well. Such a kid there who actually has the hardest union schedule as well. Says Darlow, I haven't actually looked too hard at it so far, but I'd say any of those teams that do have to play the Crusaders twice is going to be pretty tough for them. Daniel Sam's now bowling this one. Andre Russell goes bang once again, and that is another 6 for that man. Massive shot from Andre Russell into the crowd, and he has once again got the maximum. They move up, and they have brought up to 100 now. 49 runs needed off 41 balls, and the big thing here is that they have taken the power surge, so there wasn't going to be anyone back there. Andre Russell smacks the ball out, hits it 93 metres. He's not really missed time in them too badly, and not us then, as well as says Darlow there. And it is slalom as well there from BAL and WTF. Are you talking about as well? Says BAL, what sport am I thinking about? Or like it's an Olympic one. Or not an Olympic one maybe, and it's just like an winter event. Hey, you got your skis, and it's kind of like cross country with the skis. And you like dig your sticks into the ground. That's going to be a full toss from Sam's. It's a good shot from Andre Russell, and that's racing away almost to the boundary. Well cut off, though, by Nathan McAndrew, but they're almost going to get the 4 runs by the time they do get that in. Actually, they only got 2 between the wickets. Andre Russell, not as quick as he used to be. But yeah, the one how you kind of use your pegs. You stick them in the ground and you climb up the hill. I feel like I look like I'm on an elliptical trainer at the moment, but you know that one? Uphill skiing as well, says BAL. I think it could be uphill skiing. But pretty much, and then you go down the hill and you go like that, and then you sit there like this and just end up gliding along the track. I think it's called like cross-country skiing or something along those lines. But Daniel Sam's at the moment sitting 24 runs off his first 2.2 overs. Hasn't been able to pick up a wicket, but this one would be absolutely huge if he can pick up the wicket here of Andre Russell, who is certainly a talented player that the Stars have got. Brilliant Yorker bowled there, and it is called as a no. They are not running their spot on Hamish. It's cross-country skiing as well, says Sebastian. Oh, you mean cross-country skiing as well? Says BAL. Yeah, that's the one. Now, I remember watching that a little while ago, and it looks like quite a bit of fun. It looks like it would be very fatiguing to be able to do, though, but you pretty much, you just dig in your sticks, and you just slide down the hill like that, and then you're going back up, and you go like that again. It's almost like power walking, but on skis, you know, something similar to that, but at the moment, they are doing very nicely. Andre Russell goes big once again. It's over the top, and that's actually 6 runs. 6 runs for that one. Adam Zampa, and also it was a Nathan Cortinow who do signal the 6. That's a big shot from Andre Russell. So I'll ask the question once again, will the Melbourne Stars have more 6s than the Sydney Thunder, with Andre Russell now moving up onto 21? He has been able to hit 3 in just this over almost 77 metres. It was a good strike of the ball from Russell. Pure power. It was fielded in the deep by Adam Zampa, and also Nathan Cortinow, who aren't actually too far away from having to bat if they lose a couple wickets. But at the moment here, 41 runs required from 38 balls. Daniel Sam's needs to use all of that wicket-taking experience from the past to be able to get Andre Russell. That's a bouncer, and that's going to be called as a wide there as well. So not quite on the mark. Tight as well, says Darlow there, and also Jamaican flag, says Sebastian there. And yeah, and those biathlons, which is cross-country with shooting, and also combined, which is cross-country with ski jumping as well. Says the BAL there. And also we have got there a couple of emojis from Mr. 18. Welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well. I believe we have hit ourselves our like goal. We are sitting on 154, so we've been able to chase down the Sydney Thunder. So thank you all very much. Anyone who is new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, check out that pinned comment, which does have the Kiwi Lad Sport link in there. And Blues won Super Rugby last year, didn't they? They did win Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, yes. And then it was Super Rugby Aotearoa was won by the Crusaders as the other matchup as well. But now it is going to be Andre Russell, 21 runs off 9 deliveries. Daniel Sands changing up the angle, shot down the ground, crunch of the ball, and now they're needing less than 1 run per ball to be able to win this one. Andre Russell, he is on fire. Thank you for supporting the channel, ladies and gents, as well there. Says Sebastian with the 10 out of 10. 36 needed from 37 deliveries now. He is just striking the ball. Absolutely phenomenal, Andre Russell. 25 runs off only the 10 deliveries here for him. They still have another over of the power surge. What are the Sydney Thunder going to be able to do? Daniel Sands has no option but to watch that ball whistle past his eardrums as it just keeps on finding its way to the boundary. So far, this over has been very expensive. They are 36 runs ahead at this point. The Melbourne Stars, that's another one. Oh, it's going to be Andre Russell. He actually wanted the single there. He didn't look like he swung through it very hard. He wants to strike for the next over of the power surge. And Elton Cartwright, I feel like at this point he will definitely know that as well, that he is just keen to give himself a little bit more time. Russell on fire, says Minush. He is indeed just hitting everything to the boundary so far. 1-4, 3-6 is him and Elton Cartwright. Just having a bit of a chat in the middle. We have got the, I don't know who's the better team, Blues or Crusaders, to be fair. To be honest, based on that, New Zealand teams are better than Blues. One Trans-Tasman, which was a competition with every team. So more competition as well, says Dalla. Although it was also a shorter competition format is another one to remember. So I'd say that those two are definitely going to be able to have some good battles for Super Rugby Pacific this year. But 35 runs required off 36 balls there. The third 50 for the Thunder, they were able to hit it in 21 balls. The second 50 for the Stars, they have hit it in 34, and they have been ahead of the run rate pretty much the whole way through this matchup so far. Now with Andre Russell, if the Thunder want any chance of winning this game, they're sitting 4% chance of winning from here. They need to get Russell out, and they have brought back Sanger to be able to try and do it. The youngster, that's a lot of pressure on his shoulders, but he has been delivering so far. We have got a few emojis from 100% there in the chat as well. But now Sanger, he has already bowled 3 overs, only gone for the 4 runs per over so far. Also picking up the wicket of Stoinis. Very next ball, picking up the wicket of Glenn Maxwell as well. 35 runs from 36 balls. 6 sixes will win the game for Andre Russell. I'm sure he's probably still got that on his mind as well, thinking about maybe being able to go bang, 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 bang. Going to be down the leg side, and they are going to be taking the single there to fine leg, and Hart right now will take over the strike. Very timid start to that over for Andre Russell. Doesn't seem like he's in any hurry, though. I guess I'm hungry now that I keep on mentioning it as well. Yeah, the moment Andre Russell, he's got the big shots in the book if he does need them as well. He's already been able to hit 3 sixes so far. Hilton Cartwright, he can also hit an extremely long ball. We need to remember that for Hilton Cartwright. He is certainly a talented player. Sanger to Cartwright has actually got him out twice in the past. And that one is going to be whipped to the leg side once again for the single. 35 runs off 36 balls needed. And we have Andre at the bat, no brainer as well. Says that BAL and Let's Go Stars says it was Robert. Yeah, definitely. As long as Andre Russell is out there, they are winning this game easily. But there's always that but, and that's if they get Andre Russell out. Also, if they can pick up Hilton Cartwright quickly, then you're getting into the tail order for the Melbourne Stars, and that momentum will continue to change. But I would say more than likely Andre Russell, he probably wants to go bang again. Yeah, that's all. That was almost in the slot there for Andre Russell. He swung it big time. Oh, has he hurt himself? Andre Russell, he's just lying on his back at the moment. He looks like he's hurt himself, maybe. Has he hurt himself? I really hope he is all right. He pretty much swung through that one super duper hard. Ended up taking that one right next to the box. So he did feel that one, Andre Russell there, and that is why he is down. And also we have got the Let's Go Stars. Says he was feeling that one badly. Andre Russell there, just shaking around, trying to get himself back in a good position of being able to continue this one as well. Imagine being retired hurt from getting hit in the box. I feel like that would really suck. As well. All right, Russell at the moment. He looks like he's not doing too badly at the moment. He will be ready to go in a short moment, but Sanger must have just clipped the side of the box there. And of course, it is a little bit of a chain reaction. Lucky Russell was on fire. I landed up putting my 1900 from Taito Avasa win today on the Stars. As I was just Aiden there. Please do stop betting. You need to make sure that, like, if if the Melbourne Stars win this game, please leave 100 in the account and then cash out the rest stated. I do not want you losing it all. If Munsters and Wasps game today, local time in South Africa. I think 5 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is somewhere around there. It is 4:15 a.m. New Zealand time. So I believe that will be 5:15 p.m. South African. And they can get the game straight after. Andre Russell almost just got hit there again. Just hit the thigh that time, though, for him. But the Sydney Thunder, we're actually sitting 4 down for 87 at this point in time. But now he is sitting on 119 for 4 here for the Melbourne Stars. Yeah, Castres versus Harlequins has taken place after Andre Russell. That time he's got hold of the ball of Sanger. And that one is gone. He's trying to break the windows in the back there. He just swung completely through, and Sanger looking a little bit disappointed with that one. I'm putting all my winnings on the Wasps as well, says Aiden. I do not want you to. And also your Kiwi skier, Alice Robertson, just finished 4th as well, says BAL. So that's pretty impressive. Tell you what, that is more impressive as well. 104 sixes, 102 meters there for Andre Russell with the 6. That's huge. We thought Alex Ross hitting at 100 was impressive, and Steiners as well. And they're just watching it go straight over their head there for the Melbourne Stars, and they're all going. That was quite a large shot from Andre Russell at the moment. One more ball left of this one. 33 runs of 15 deliveries so far for Andre Russell. He's looking like he might be able to bring up that 50 for himself if he's lucky as well. But Sanger now, even if he goes for another 6, his economy's not too bad of his 4 overs, but this would be a huge wicket if he can somehow pick it up. But the Stars at the moment are 99.3% likely to win this game according to the live odds. 125 for 4 here. They're well and truly ahead of what they were at this stage of the match for the Melbourne Stars. Russell so far, he has at 4 sixes. He's hit more sixes than singles here for Andre Russell. And also, I hope he doesn't do anything he doesn't do anything stupid as well. Says that it was Aiden there. And also, we've got the other 2 Aussies that said hi as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're back tomorrow night with the Renegades when they are taking on the Heat. And so we've got the 3:15 p.m. Oh, that's a big swing. It's hit the stumps, but the bails haven't come off. Sanger there. The bails were not dislodged. It's hit the stumps. And because of it now, Andre Russell is still going to be at the crease. Sanger can't believe it. The bails are just a little bit too heavy. And it does mean that it doesn't fall off. So Sanger finishes his spell going for 2 wickets, 20 runs, and he can't believe it there. That ball just rolled on, and also it is 3:15 p.m. your time, that game. It's currently 1:15 a.m. in Queensland time as well, says Robert, but that is unlucky for Sanger. Almost able to pick up the wicket of Andre Russell. Strikers are the best as well, says the 2 Aussies. They've been going decently recently, beating the Renegades. And I'm going for 6s though, as well, says the 2 Aussies there. So yeah, that game tomorrow between the Brisbane Heat and the Melbourne Renegades should be a good one. The Heat are currently 2 losses in a row. The Renegades were able to pick up 1 win over the Strikers. Oh, it just hits the stumps, but it doesn't dispatch the bails. It didn't even look like dispatching them as well. Just no pace on it. They were so lucky as well. Lucky Russell put super glue on the bails as well. Who are you going for? As well, I'm probably the Sixers are one of the teams. And also, I don't mind the Stars as well overall. But I do love watching all of these sides play. Like, I'm from New Zealand, so I don't really have a favorite due to my region type thing. And I worked out who had the hardest draw for Super Rugby Pacific. Who is it? Do let me know. And also, we have got there. Does anyone go for the Sixers here as well? And that one says BAL. But now at this stage, it is going to be nicely done once again. Just keeping that strike rate tuning over. 26 of 29 Waikato Chiefs as well, says Darlow. Is that legal? Says Aiden there in the chat. You're not allowed to put bails or glue on the bails, but they have talked about it many times. The bail with the kind of light up lights and everything like that, they weigh a couple hundred more grams than the bails that don't have the lights. So because of that, the only way to get out is if those bails do fall off. So that is why he is still going to be there for that one as well. And do that big shot there from Russell. It's a straight to the man at cover. And they do not run there. They still need 26 runs off 28 balls there. So it is still going to be relatively close for the closing moments of this game. My voice is starting to disappear once again here, but we have got 2 more live streams later on tonight for the rugby. First of which being up against the Wasps and Munster. I'm going for the Stars as well there. Says the 2 Aussies there. And that's it as well. But yeah, we will have to wait and see who will be able to get themselves the win in this game. Stoinis was able to do decently at the top of the order. 31 off 30. Russell there at the crease at the moment. Hits that one hard to the man at deep cover, and it is going to be cut off in the deep once again. But well bowled by Sandu. He doesn't seem to leak too many runs. Well, I'll do it for my club game on Saturday and see what happens as well, says Aiden. It's a good point. Maybe they wouldn't notice that one. But they are just showing there. Brad Hodges actually showing that he's hitting the stumps and those bails are not falling off. They are plastic ones, and you've really got to hit the stumps hard for it to be able to roll off. So that is why those bails didn't go off. Actually, your voice is sounding better, I reckon, as well, says Robert. I think it is because I have slightly warmed it up a little bit. At this point, is your voice hurting because you're talking a lot, says the two Aussies? It is a little bit. Unfortunately, over the last few days, I have done, I want to say, around 30 hours of live streams, like definitely more than 30 in the past week, and my voice is just disappearing from it as well. Stars are probably going to win as well, says the two Aussies. They should from here be able to get the job done. 25 runs needed from 27. Hilton Cartwright hits it nicely, and Sandhu once again only going for the single. Alex Hales in the deep cuts that one off. They need to make sure they don't give away any more boundaries. Imagine all three stumps collapsing and the bails are just still attached to them as well. Just got lucky bosses. Says a measure there as well. Also, we have got there low. How are you doing it? Or how are you doing it as well? Pretty much just out of pure passion for being able to watch these games alongside you guys. Do you know AFL? I have watched a little bit of AFL in the past. I haven't actually commentated any though. And the Blues times too, Crusaders times too, and Brumbies times too as well. For the Chiefs. So yeah, that is going to be tough. Best way to do it, if you're a keeper, just put the squash bail in your glove as well. Says that it was there from Robert, and also I'll super glue the bails on Saturday for my club game and see what actually happens as well. Says Aiden there. Now it is going to be Sandhu, big full toss. Russell's got the power, but he does it straight out to the man. At deep cover, Misfield almost went to the boundary there for Jilks, and they have been able to get back for the two, but it could have been worse. Could have ended up as the boundary there. You should go for the Crows in the AFL. Are they the best team? The two Aussies, do let me know. And also we have got there how many Reds got as well, says Adalo, or sorry, says Robert there in the chat. But, it was actually a terrible bounce there just in front of him, and it did end up popping up. He was extremely close to the rope, but it was only going for the two there. And Andre Russell currently sitting on 36 off 19 deliveries as well. He has hit himself 4 4s, 1 4 4 6s. Normally it's the other way around in that regard for those ones, but not if you're Andre Russell. You hit that ball to the boundary every day of the week and you hit it 100 meters just for fun. He's tried to smack that ball. It's going to be a wide though, and Sandhu's going to have to bowl it again. We have got the eye here. They got Steve Smith to place the bails on the stumps as well. Says a BAL there. And then, of course, the next Ashes match going to be taking place next weekend. We're going to get to see Steve Smith in action alongside going up against Joe Root for that battle of who is going to be the best four in that regard. And I am looking forward to seeing who will be able to get the job done for their side. 21 runs needed from 25 balls there. They need 5 runs per over. And at this stage, Andre Russell, he could have 5 runs on this ball. He hasn't got all of it, though. That is not going to be carrying all the way. It's going to be, what is that? Somehow it's Daniel Sams just pulled off an absolute screamer. He's saying no. He thinks that he touched it on the boundary, so they are going to be running a couple more runs while they're at it. Whiteman might as well. Oh. Okay, I don't know what's just happened here. So pretty much the umpire said thanks for the ball. Sandhu might have just got that wicket, but also they wanted to knock the stumps off because the two batsmen were in the middle. There, they have no idea what's just happened there. Thursday, this Kiwi lad as well, and I just subscribed to you. As I said to Aussies, thank you very much, mate. I think Daniel Sams, he takes the catch. He was falling backwards. He ends up being right on the boundary rope, but is that rope in the right place? It is kind of cut in a little bit too much there for that boundary rope, and then I believe it was taken in the end by the man with them. Okay, they're checking this one for fair catch, and they were going to keep on running between the wickets. Reds have no one tough twice as well, says Darlow for Robert. And also, Aiden, if it's super glue doesn't work, try unicorn saliva as well. It's used to keep the bridges. I take it from used to keep the bridges, as I'll take it from an engineer as well. Now just try kangaroo, just all that is to be strong stuff. So it is a legal delivery here. Is this going to be a 6 here for Andre Russell? I believe originally the worst thing is that boundary rope. If it was in line with the rest of the boundary rope, that is not going to be going for 6. But because that rope is cut in just a little bit more than it should be, this could actually be the downfall for the Sydney Thunder. As you can see there, it is actually cut just a little bit closer than the rest of the rope. Okay, they're just saying whether or not it has impacted the Toblerone, is the comment from the TMO. Like they've said there, the panning is not straight. So it is forward of where it should be for that situation. I think benefit of the doubt's going to go almost to Daniel Sams there. I don't know. He's done very well. Do you go for Crows in the now or not as well? And just let you know, the AFL is in the winter as well, says the two Aussies. I do know that it is starting up at a similar time to the AFL and the NRL as well there. They're just checking whether or not that was a legal catch. It was taken nicely. Okay. They're checking closely here. They are saying check the catch and check the kind of reaction that Daniel Sams gave. But the big thing is that rope is not in the right place. This could be about 20 centimeters of rope being too far that way. That could actually cost them a wicket here in terms of they should have been able to get that one as well. They're just showing it slowly here. They're just rolling it back. They might actually say that this is going to be not out. Like they said, someone might have been fielding there and have actually pushed that rope in. This is going to be so tough for them to decide whether or not it is it as well. But Daniel Sansi was just sitting there. Chris Green, is it going to be down? I got 53 subs as well. 6, please be a 6 as well. Says 8 in there. He's ready to make his decision. It's on screen now. I have no idea what way this is going to go. Theoretically, this should be out if the boundary rope was in the right place. It's called not out for that one as well. So that is extremely unlucky for the Sydney Thunder. But it is a 6 to Andre Russell, and he now moves up onto 42 of 20 deliveries, 15 runs off 24 balls. I'm sure that that moment will be mentioned for a little bit of time to come in terms of what the rules are around that stipulation as well. And if in the winter you don't have to, but maybe do some AFL streams as well, says the two Aussies. I will see whether or not any of those games do fall on different days to the other ones. Are you allowed to say that? Or maybe do also because they're kids as well, as us says Darlow has been given as a 6, so now they are going to need 15 runs of 24 deliveries here. Stars should win as well, says the two Aussies, and you have more subs than the Australian Navy as well, says that BAL there. Another chat, but now 15 needed off 24. Sandhu, very unlucky not to receive that wicket in the end, but like I mentioned, that rope, it was supposed to be, I guess you could say, I don't know how I can do this, so pretty much the rope is supposed to be straight around the boundary like this, but pretty much there was a little part like that did cut back in, and that is the part that it did touch as well. Thank goodness. I was sweating a lot. I need bourbon now as well. Now this stage, Nathan McAndrew is about to run in for another delivery. Darkness has come to talk to me again as well. And is this the first taste of controversy in the BBL? Says Sebastian. I would say so this year, unfortunately for them, which is not how you want to see a game ending, but I believe it's going to be close enough to being one-sided enough here that it won't change the game too much. Let's get you to 9K subs by the end of the year as well, says Aiden. Let's see what we can do. That's going to be a dot ball there once again there for the Melbourne Stars, and we have got the Hearts there. I'll stay for about another 10 minutes as well, says the two Aussies. I believe this game will be over in probably less than 10 minutes as well, so we will be able to have you here for the end of the game. But Andre Russell at the moment, he is at the non-strikers ends. He's sitting on 42 of 20 deliveries there. I've got bourbon biscuits as well, says BAL, so you are a very lucky man indeed. But 15 runs needed off 24 at a runs per over rate of 3.91. If they didn't hit that big 6, they'll be still sitting at around that maybe 24 or so needed. That was close. I almost had a heart attack as well. Says Aiden there. It's going to be pitched up now. That's gone from Elton Cartwright. He hits it all the way for 6, and that is now bringing up the 7th 6 of the match now for the Sydney Thunder, or sorry, the Melbourne Stars. Hamish, have you heard of the rock band called Greta Van Fleet as well? I've been drinking bourbon and chilling out to them. They rock as well. I haven't actually heard of them, David, but I might have to check it out after this one. Why does everyone bring up the Australia sandball with England cheated too? With Jimmy Anderson back in the day. As well, says David, that was a big strike of the ball from Elton Cartwright all the way for 6. It almost ended up hitting someone, I believe. In fact, it might have hit someone. Unfortunately there. But now Elton Cartwright, once again, he is sitting on 12 runs off 9 deliveries. McAndrew once again puts it on the slot, and Cartwright says, thanks very much. I'll be having myself one more of those, and it has gone all the way for 6. And also we have got the ST20 favourite batsman or bowl, Hamish, as well. Says Kevin, I know recently there's been a real surge of leg spinners that have been brought into the kind of T20 game because everyone's realised how important they can be. And these ones like Sanger in this innings was doing extremely well just to end the game now as well, says Darlow. And yeah, at this stage, that is 2 6s in a row for Andre Russell, or sorry, for Hilton Cartwright. So now he is sitting 3 runs needed off 21 balls. So at least the game hasn't really been too affected by that one as well, because Jimmy Anderson didn't cry like a slapped little girl live on TV as well. And what a 6 as well, says that the two Aussies there. Now it is going to be Nathan McAndrew. Once again, bowls the bouncer. Oh, It's a good bumper from their game over. Thank goodness I'm cashing out everything. I can't take another close game. I'm not putting anything on the Wasps, says Aiden. That is a very good idea, mate. And while it is still going on, please do that. As Starship winners last, there's the 2 Aussies. I'd say so from here. They are sitting with a 99.5% chance of winning. That's probably 99.9 at this rate as well. If not, I guess you could say, I mean, nothing's 100%, but this is definitely 100% that they can win this one. And that is the game as well, says No Moment. It is indeed. 3 more runs needed. McAndrew, it's the bouncer, and that's the shot from Milton Cartwright. It goes just short of the boundary. And now Sandu has been able to cut it off. Andre Russell, he's going to be on strike for the final delivery of it as well. Going to be interesting to see how it does go for him. If he can hit himself a 6, he will be 48 not out. If he can get himself a couple more runs, that will be the game over. Agreed. It's better to say that Thunder would have been caught regardless as well. And he didn't cry like a little girl, although he was literally banned as well says Darlow there. And yes, I said the Stars will win as well. And that is gone. And someone did say in the 18th over, I believe that was you, Sebastian, who did say that we're going to be caught in the 18th. So you have well and truly probably nailed that one, depending on whether or not we get to see one more ball of this match. At the moment, does Andre Russell finish it? Oh, he hasn't been able to connect. And it is going to be going to the 18th. Agreed Van Fleet. Listen to a song called You're the One as well. So I will quickly do that one as well. Please a 6 for Dre Russ as well. I want the pain to end as well. Says Darlow, he has actually missed it, that one. So now we're going to one more over here between these two sides. I will mention anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be back tonight with 2 more Champions Cup games. One between the Wasps and Munster, the second between Castries and the Harlequins. Then also tonight we have got literally tonight, because we are 12:24 a.m. here in New Zealand. So later on in about 18 hours time, we have got the game that has taken place between the Melbourne Renegades and the Brisbane Heat, and we are going to be covering that one on the channel as well. So if you are new, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. They are just showing there the boundaries for Andre Russell. 6, 6, also 6. Well, then he got a 4, which he will be a little bit disappointed with, because everything else has just been 6 after 6 after 6. 5 6s, 1 4. How many people in the world of cricket do you know that can do that? What time is it for you as well? It is 12:25 a.m. here at the moment here in New Zealand. So just after midnight. That is a wide there for Sandu, and now there is only 1 ball left of this one. Steve Smith cried his eyes out during the press conference when he admitted he cheated as well. He went to the same acting school as Lance Armstrong as well there, and please do, says Darlow. Now they only need the 1 single here to be able to get themselves the win in this BBL game. So with this win for the Melbourne Stars, they will go up onto the tied points with the Sydney Sixers and also with the Perth Scorchers there. But they will have a little bit of a worse net run rate, and that is due to the fact that they did lose badly in their first game up against the Sydney Sixers, where they were bowled out for just these 61 runs. Of course, he cried because he was devastated about getting banned when nothing happened to Jimmy Anderson as well, says Darlow there in the chat. But now Sandu, he's got 1 more ball left in this match, perhaps, and it's going to be Hilton Cartwright on strike. It looks like they're actually going to bring in pretty much the whole field here. See whether or not they can save the single for just a little bit longer. See if he can pick himself up a wicket here, Sandu, to be able to close out this game. They need 1 run here to win this one. Can he get himself the wicket? It's going to be pitched up. It's going to be hard by Cartwright, and that is going to be racing away for 4. And that is the end of the game. The Melbourne Stars have won it in this one, and they have won this one with a total of 6 wickets left in the arsenal and also 17 balls left. Hopefully they can get those runs, because I need to go in a second as well, says the 2 Aussies. So they were able to do that as well. He was only devastated because he got caught as well. Said the BAL there, and good win by the Stars. It was indeed. So they've been able to start their season pretty decently. Like I mentioned, they are now moving up into first equal. Jimmy Anderson got caught. Nothing happened to him as well. And there says Darlow as well. But the Melbourne Stars, they have been able to win it. And also we have got a great job by the Stars, says the 2 Aussies. But I do thank you all very much for tuning into this live stream. Like I mentioned, we have got 2 more games of the Champions Cup, the first of which is going to be starting, Aiden, at 4:15 New Zealand time, or actually we'll probably be starting at about 4:05 or 4:10, somewhere around there. He was only devastated because he loves his country as well, and Stars are going to have a good year, says the 2 Aussies. And then the next one after that will be the 6:30 game between Harlequins and at Castries as well. But I do appreciate every single one of you for being here for this one. Singer and Andre Russell at the moment just having a bit of a chat between the two, wondering about maybe that catch on the boundary. Go the strikers and by as well there from the 2 Aussies. But yeah, we have got the Renegades versus Heat tomorrow night at 9:15 and see Hamish, and also bye, have a good one, says the two Aussies. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Like I mentioned, if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and it is hugely appreciated. All the support you guys have been showing on the BBL so far. Daniel Sands at the moment just having a bit of a chat with Andre Russell. Russell, it is great to see that these players are getting along after the matches are over. Go Strikers as well there from the two Aussies as well. Andre Russell, he finished with 42 runs to his name off 21 deliveries, 40 for Glenn Maxwell, 25, and then Stoinis able to get himself 31 off 30 balls as well. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all